Okay. Hey, how you doing? Hello, everybody. It's Uncle Bruce here from a new secret location here in Calgary. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the broadcast. I hope it's coming in okay for you. Let me know if you can hear my voice all right and the picture is okay. We're you know we're in a hotel and we're hoping the internet is good enough for you and we're getting a clear signal. Welcome one, welcome all to Friday, September the 17th, 2021. We have Options Day expiring. It's actually Quadruple Witching Friday today. All kinds of stuff is expiring today. Unbelievable. We have, looking at my notes here, we've got stock options expiring today. Now, in the past, in my old days, when I was first a broker in my first 10, 15, 20 years, we used to have options expire every month, the third Friday of the month. Actually, we used to have options only expiring 4 times a year, the third Friday of every third month. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So 4 times a year, we would have stock options expiring back in the day. We also had at that time index options begin to expire, stock futures and index futures. Now today we have these instruments expiring almost weekly now across the board. But the so-called quarterly, the third Friday of every quarter, of which today is the third quarter, these are 4 big days every year. And in this case today, it's quadruple witching hour. And so, or quadruple witching Friday. And in the last hour of trading today, the last 15, 20 minutes of trading today, we could have a lot of money moving around, a lot of assets moving around, being adjusted because index funds, typically index funds or ETFs and mutual funds that track indexes, they will make adjustments to their portfolios every quarter to maintain a performance level equal to the index that they're promoting or covering. So, if you're investing in a index fund that tracks, say, the S&P 500, all the S&P 500 index funds will be making adjustments. Some stocks will be dropped, some stocks will be bought. Usually what it is it's not that they get rid of all of one stock or they buy just one stock. They'll adjust existing levels of inventory to reflect the market. This is all done by computer. This is all done by algorithms. And it's complicated and it's difficult to explain. But I can tell you that the amount of value, the amount of money that this represents that is shifting will be trillions, probably not even billions. It could be trillions of dollars globally in about 15 minutes to an hour. And leading up to that time frame, leading up to that moment, there'll be a lot of activity too. It's one of those anomalies of the market. Some people put a lot more into it. They put a lot more hype into it than it deserves. But it is a convenient excuse for some in the business to say, people say, "Oh, what happened today?" "Oh, it was quadruple witching." That's all I have to say. They don't want to give you an answer as to why really a stock went up or down, whatever it did, or a commodity or whatever. They just attribute it to crazy witching hour trading, quadruple witching, and we'll leave it at that. Anyway, that's today, Friday, the 17th of September. Welcome one, welcome all. For those of you who watch me, good old Uncle Bruce, where I try to explain the stock markets in plain English every day, what does it mean to you guys? Well, today is option expiry day for a lot of you folks. Those of you who follow me and you take my lessons on my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, and you watch my courses and you're learning how to write stock options, you're learning how to write put options, you're learning how to do spreads, aggressive option techniques. Today's a big day. This is a day where a bunch of options will no longer exist at the end of the bell tonight. And we move on to next week's contracts. And so that will be September the 24th. And so a lot of you are curious, well, what do I do today? What should I do with my options? A number of you have options that you've written that are way out of the money and they're going to die completely at zero today. You have nothing to worry about. Those of you who have written options on some stocks where you're either in the money, the stocks might move in the money, or they're just out of the money, you're kind of at that level, you're going to be paying close attention to the market. Some of you will not have to do anything today. You'll be able to just ride out to the sunset and let the market come and go, close up shop tonight. And these contracts you wrote, you'll just score the entire premium. Others of you might be taking advantage of the fact that these options that you've written are at a fraction of the price that you sold them for. Some of you may have written contracts as high as $10 or $15, and some of these are now trading at under $5. And as each minute and hour goes by, once the bell begins, you're going to notice that these some of these contracts are going to really start depreciating, maybe 50 cents an hour, 75 cents every hour. They're just going to drop. And you're going to get to the point where you're watching the market to see if the shares you've written against are rising on you or whatever. And you're going to then pull the pin and buy back your contracts at as low a price as humanly possible. Way to go. Others of you are going to possibly be in a rollover situation where you can't buy the contracts back at a price that you sold them for. They might be trading at exactly what you sold them for or higher, simply because the stock that you've written against has risen in value, which is not a bad thing. You'll do a rollover. So you're going to, during the day, pull the pin where you're going to buy back a call or 10 or whatever number of call options you wrote at whatever they're trading at. Hopefully they'll trade as the minutes go by, the hours go by, they'll trade at only book value. If they have a $2 book value, they might have a $2.25 trading value instead of a $5 trading value, because the time is evaporating quickly and the contract will eventually trade only at book value. You'll look at buying them back as close to book value as you can, which might score you a gain in the end, or limit losses. If you wrote something at 8 and it's trading at 12 to start the morning, but in the afternoon it's trading at 10, and by later afternoon it's at 9:50, because again the time is dripping out. You may find that you're only paying $1.50 more for a call contract you wrote a while ago. And all you're going to do is rewrite new call contracts for next Friday or the Friday after next at the same strike price or a higher strike price than you originally wrote at, to bring in even more capital. Some of you are using this opportunity with rollovers, and I encourage you to look at this closely. When you do a rollover and you buy back an old contract, a contract that's about to expire or it's really risen in value because the stock has gone up nicely, whatever you pay for that contract, you want to turn around and write a new contract to replace it that is at the same value that you're buying this one for or higher. And this is a way to raise additional capital and to be rewarded for a stock that's moving up. And so if you find that you've written, say, on GameStop, you wrote $200 calls on GameStop, and the shares at the time were in the 190s, and now the GameStop shares are sitting at where were we at last night here, 206.37, pre-market 206. If they're trading at 206 this afternoon, you might be buying back calls that are trading at $7, $8 each that you might have written for $9 or $10 or less. You're buying them back to now write and sell, create new contracts for either next week or the week after. That might be $210 exercise. So you're raising the exercise level by $10 a share because the shares have gone up in value. And hopefully you'll bring in more than the $7 or $8 it costs you to buy back these contracts. If next Fridays do not give you that performance, don't give you that kind of cash, if they only give you say $6 and you need $8, then you'll look at writing the one after, the week after. So look at writing October 1s, I guess they are. And those might pay you $11 or $12 because, again, another week of time. And now you're bringing in $12 cash, spending $8 to get $12. So you're adding $4 a share into your account on top of the value that you brought in the very first instance when you wrote these original calls. You may have brought in $6, let's say. Now you're adding another 4 to the 6. You've actually now have $10 cash in your hands that you've either spent or not spent. Plus, you've risen your exercise price from 200 to 210, and you're committing a time frame of 2 weeks until October 1. Obviously, if the shares on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday next week, just as an example, if the shares during the next 3-4 trading days back off a little bit from 206 to say 196, which they're perfectly capable of doing, you may find that the $12 calls you just wrote today, the brand new calls, are dropping down to $8 or $7 because the stock's backed off. You might take that opportunity to buy those back and secure the $4 gain on that, right, and turn around and offer $200 call contracts that expire next Friday. So on Tuesday, you're writing calls that expire in 3 days that were going to expire in 5. You went from a 210 exercise to a $200 exercise price, but with only 3 days. And that might be a wash trade. You might be able to buy back at 8 and write at 8 and just do a flat. But you've just taken a week off the table. And now Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those $6-8 contracts start to shrink quick because they're running out of time. And if the shares stay under 200, if they're staying at the 196 to 198 level, overall, those contracts are out of the money by $2 to $4, and time is running out. You get a score there. So you're constantly adjusting your portfolio. You're constantly writing new contracts, constantly buying back existing contracts, constantly adjusting your portfolio. Constantly looking for the best payout to you for the time value you're giving investors and option players, gamblers. You're giving gamblers a shot at your stock, but you are making them pay a terrible price in cash up front. You're calling the shots, and if you don't like the way the deal is working for you, you can end this game by buying back these calls and writing new calls. And even if the shares take a pop into the 210, 20, 30, 40 range, it doesn't matter. You will buy back existing calls, write brand new calls, further out, higher exercise price for equal money or more, and you will gain value in your account and cash flow coming into your hands. A couple of big developments this morning that took place. Those of you who are members of this channel, you received an alert from me this morning. I hope you got your alert. If you haven't, you should check your settings. But I did an alert about an hour ago. A couple of pieces of news came out on some of our favorite stocks. Rocket Lab has been rated a buy by the analysts at Deutsche Bank. They have initiated coverage on Rocket Lab. They're calling it an $18 target price. They are quoting the company. They're quoting the word something like one of the highest quality space stocks listed today, Rocket Lab. They gave it absolutely top marks for quality. They're talking about how what they're basically saying to their followers is if you want to play a space stock, Rocket Lab is one of the best you can buy because the company has a backlog of orders. They have a successful track record of launching satellites. They have a huge backlog of orders, and they're a company that's on the move. And so an initial $18 price target. It's a 16.03 this morning. It's up 14 cents on 25,000 shares. And this is just another indication of what is going to happen to hopefully every single one of the shares that used to be SPACs that I've been recommending to you since February. These companies get their reverse takeovers accomplished, which means they're no longer SPAC companies anymore. Rocket Lab now is its own publicly traded company on the NASDAQ Stock Exchange, and slowly but surely, every once in a while, a brokerage firm steps up with an analyst recommendation. And what we're noticing here is buy recommendations. And Rocket Lab now being, again, another brokerage firm offering coverage on the stock, recommending it as a buy, putting an $18 price target on it just as a starter. Not bad for a company that went public at $10 a share about a month and a half ago. So there you go, kids. More credibility, street cred, coming your way on some of these stocks. Other news, Matterport. I released this morning in our alert. Hopefully you got the alert. Matterport, Wedbush Securities, they are already covering the stock. They're already recommending it as a buy. They have been recommending it with a target price of $22 a share. They did this when the stock was 14. They just upped their price target for Matterport up to 26. So your Matterport shares now are being touted as $26 target price by Wedbush. This is huge because this is only a 2-month-old recommendation. I think it came out in July or August. And here they are, September, upping the price target on your stock. And this is exactly what you live for, exactly what you want to hear, is what you want to know when brokerage firms start upping price targets on your stock. So our friends at Matterport right now are 21.37 this morning, up 27 cents on 15,900. This will permeate out all day long and all weekend long among the followers of Matterport, the Wall Street Bets people, the whole online crowd. This bit of juicy little nugget of information about Wedbush upping the price target on Matterport could start a wave of additional upgrades from other analysts. So this is great news. This is what you want to know. This is what you want to see. It's what I live for when Wall Street starts upping price targets on former SPAC stocks. Don't go looking on CNBC for any coverage of this. You're not going to find friends there that I can imagine. They're not going to jump all over it. Maybe Fox Business News will cover it, but this is just a sign of when you list and you create a legitimate company via a SPAC that's all cash, a private company that has a lot of prospects, back orders, a quickly growing market, a unique product like Matterport, and of course Rocket Lab with its backlog of orders. You marry these two kinds of entities together, you attract Wall Street money, which is what the PIPE financing has been about that I've been talking about now for, from day one. Every one of the SPACs that I've recommended to you have all had $200 to $700 million in additional Wall Street money through PIPE financing. In the case of SoFi, they raised $2.5 billion on their entire merger. These companies, Rocket Lab, 23andMe, ATIP, Sixterra, Matterport, all of them, tons of money in their bank accounts, tons. And they all have access to tons more. They could probably, at a moment's notice, make a few calls, make a few inquiries, and if with the right deal in front of on the table, they could probably each raise $500 million like that for any deal they want to get into. And so this is really good stuff. The Spire Global, we've been talking about Spire the last couple of days. It seems that the fallout, the market fallout from this acquisition of this Canadian-based company, I can't remember the name of it right now, Easy something, I'm just blanking, has gone over really well. The street as a whole loves this deal. They love the merger. They love the fact that the two companies will become one. They'll be far more powerful as a single unit than two separates. The Canadian entity is being bought out with cash mainly, and only 3.8% of the stock. They'll only own 3.8% of Spire. And so Spire doesn't dilute itself to buy this company. They've got the money in the bank. The Canadian entity now knows they have a big brother out of New York that will be backing their efforts to grow this company further out. And I think the analysts are on board with this deal. I'm kind of curious to see in the next week or so if a bunch of articles will be written by stock followers about this arrangement between Spire and the company that they picked off. Could be a most a positive series of events. The shares of Spire had a great day yesterday, gaining in effect 165 a share, but having been much higher than that. And I think this is just a precursor of what we're expecting. Exact Earth is the name of the company that they're buying out of Canada. So Exact Earth and Spire together will take Spire to a much higher level. And that is just, I think, the first of several deals that Spire's management will conclude over the prevailing number of months going forward. So good days ahead. Hopefully the shares will keep rolling along, get into that $20 neighborhood, and we'll start talking about having you write call options against Spire and bringing income in. Speaking of bringing in money, a lot of you have asked me, what should I do with Matterport? I've got 100 shares, I got 500 shares, I got 1,000 shares. Should I start writing options? And the answer is yes. The answer is now yes. It is time now to look at writing call options against your Matterport stock to start bringing in cash. Matterport will pay you not a bad little return. You can write, as of right now, you could write October call options on Matterport, or you can write put options on Matterport, of course, if you want. But to give you an idea on the call side, if you were to write at the bell last night when we closed, Matterport was trading at 21.45 a share. The 2250s, which are $1 out of the money, for October the 15th, a month from now, 4 Fridays, you would bring in about $1.45 to $1.50 per share. So 100 shares are bringing 145 to 150 bucks. Now, keep in mind, I know many of you own Matterport shares somewhere between $10 and $15 a share. Most of you probably in the 12, 13, 14 range. If you're going to bring in $1.50 for 1 month, that figure out against what you paid for the stock. Now, what it's trading for. What did you pay for it? If you paid $14 average for your Matterport, you're getting a 10% return on your Matterport money this month for 1 month. Now, obviously, if the shares go higher, they go to 22.50 a share. These contracts will have a zero value in October on October 15th. If the shares go to $25, go up another $4, then these contracts will be book valued at $2.50. You will lose money on the contract. You will make money on your stock, but you will lose money on the contract. Of course, you will then do a rollover. You will buy back these October 2250s if you must, and you will sell $25 November contracts or December's or January's, probably December's and January's. You'll write forward higher exercise price options for just as much money or more. However, if the shares are going to reach right now this 21 level to 23 level and kind of hang around this 20 to 23 neighborhood, you're looking at a scenario where as each day goes by now, these contracts will shrink in value. Obviously, as you know, those of you who are long call options, you know how this works. You know how they slowly bleed out. Right now, it's time to take money in. Now, if you feel that Matterport's had a great run and might go a little higher, but it might also back off to the 18 level, 1750, 18, 19 level for a while before it takes another shot higher. Anything is possible. You might want to write $20 call options. You might actually write in the money call options. And you could write right now 20s for October 15th. They'll pay about $2.45 to $2.50 a share. This is as of last night's close at the bell. That'll give you $2.50. That'll give you about $1 more. So you would write a contract that's in the money, but you would get $2.50. Obviously, if the shares backed off to 18.5, 19 in the next week or 10 days, these calls would be out of the money. They would be shorter in lifespan. They'd be down to 2.5 weeks of life left out of the money. They would likely be trading around $1.25, $1.50, maybe $1.10, something like that. If another week goes by, and they sit at 18 to 19 to 1950, these contracts will be worth 75 cents to $1. And that's where you have to decide, hey, should I buy them back for $1? I sold them for $2.50. I'll score $1.50 in 2.5 weeks on my investment. And of course, you have the option then to rewrite new contracts for let's say December, that might be 2250s or what have you, or new 20s, up to you, for additional cash. So it's time now to take a look at bringing some money. Absolutely time money. You could write December's. You don't have to limit yourself to October's. If you want to write December's for higher premiums, you want to get more money in your hands, you could write the $25 December contracts. They'll pay you between $1.85 and $2 a share. If you wrote the 2250 Decembers, you would receive $2.55 to $2.65 a share in cash right now. Again, against your cost factor of say 14.15 to bring in 250, 260, that's a lovely return on your money. Nicely done. If you want to write 20s for December, again, playing the angle where you're saying, yeah, the shares are 21.47 today, and maybe they'll go to 22 this morning. I could write 20s. So right now they were at 350 to 370. Maybe they'll pop up to 380, 390. You could write 20s and pull in close to $4 a share, with the strategy in your mind that, well, in the next week or two or three, if the shares, trade between 19 and 23 or 18 and 22, 23, when they reach that 17, 18, 19 range, I could buy these 20s back from 4. I could buy them back for 2, and I can lock in a $2 profit on a trade, because I'm now becoming a trader of options from the right side by being a writer, not left or right, but being a writer. You want to use the clock as your weapon to score money from option gamblers. And so your stock is up here at 21.47. Thank you very much. Hopefully it'll have an even higher run today. Maybe it'll reach 22 today, and you might pull the trigger on writing 20s or 2250s or 25s for either October or December. Up to you. All right. But I would keep it, less December or sooner is what I would do. I really like the Octobers though. I love the fact that in 4 weeks these expire, and this is payback time. Now it's income time. If you can average $1 a month, $1.50 a month in income from your shares of Matterport, when they're in this 21 neighborhood roughly, if you can now bring in between $1 and $1.50 a month on your stocks, you have 1,000 shares, for example. You start adding up the money. It's 1,000 to 1,500 a month of income coming in now, just using a conservative call option writing strategy on Matterport. So I would look at that as a serious income generator. I know some of you have thousands of shares of Matterport, and I commend you. You may want to write, half of your options for October's, half for December's. Some might be 20s, some might be 2250s, a little of each kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that. You have the right to write whatever contracts you want, and then keep an eye on them. And as the stock moves, you'll start making moves against some of these contracts. Some will be rollovers, some will not. Some you'll allow to die worthless. Others you'll wait till they go down to like 25 cents value. You'll then buy them back and write new contract. You're now starting to manage your money, and that's what hedge fund operators do with millions of positions, including hundreds of thousands of shares of Matterport or anything else. There's one suggestion for you. There's something for you to think about and look forward to. I was also going to talk to you today about Rocket Lab. I wanted to bring up Rocket Lab today, not only because of the fact that it's being touted, as a buy by Deutsche Bank. But I'm kind of looking at Rocket Lab, and I'm thinking to myself, if this thing pops up a little more, if it can get into the 17.50, 18 range, you might want to start writing options on Rocket Lab instead of waiting for it to hit 20. 17, 18, 18 and a half, that might be the timing to start writing $20 calls on Rocket Lab for October or for later, up to you. It's something to start to look at, because Rocket Lab, I believe, can go through 20. I do believe it. I don't know if it'll do it this next week or two. I'd love to see it, of course. We have seen Rocket Lab take a shot in the last couple of weeks. We have seen significant movement on Rocket Lab. Obviously, it went through 20 already, and those of you who've written 2250s and 20s are laughing today. 1596 is where the shares were trading. We closed last night at 1589. So we're waiting to see how they're going to do. But if the shares pop up a couple of bucks today, if this buy recommendation helps, great. Then you might want to look at writing 20s for perhaps October. October contracts coming up. The last I saw on those, I saw them at 95 to $1. I saw $19 contracts at 1 to 125. I saw 1750s, 140 to 145, and I saw 16s at 170 to 205. So there's a lot of variety available to write options on Rocket Lab at various prices. Again, the higher it goes, the more I would be encouraging you to look at bringing in money, bringing in cash from your Rocket Lab. If we can get you folks writing options as the weeks go by, the months can go forward here. If you're in a position to start writing call options against 3 positions, you have 4, 5, 6 different stocks, you're going to start bringing income in from different sources, from different stocks at all times. You're always going to be busy watching the trading pattern of each one. You're going to watch the deterioration of the contracts each day, each week. And you can bring income in from multiple sources. For a number of you, it might be more than enough to change your lifestyle from being a full-time employee to a part-time employee or to a self-employment scenario only. And you're just trading contracts, trading stocks, and go from there. So anyway, fantastic, guys. I'm excited for you. And we'll see how it all works out. So that's some of the updates that I have this morning. What else was I going to tell you? Just double checking here with watching the markets here. From what I can see at the moment, the Dow futures are down 24, S&P down 3, and Nasdaq down 6.5. So it's a slight negative opening at the moment. Other info I wanted to talk to you about, the markets themselves. For the week, the Dow is off 0.41% overall going into today. So after 4 days of trading, we're only down 0.4% on the entire Dow. For the month of September, the Dow was down 1.7%. We had all last week negative days. This week, I think we had 2 up and 2 down days, if I recall. So we're down 1.7 for the month of September on the Dow. For Nasdaq, we're down 0.44% on the week. For the month, we're down 0.5%, half a percentage point for the whole month. That's it for NASDAQ. S&P down 0.34% on the week, 1% for the entire month of September, 1.1%. So we have our indexes with less than 1.7% down or less than that. Not much of a bloodbath going on in the marketplace, so it's looking very good, very strong. It's showing me how much capital there is desperately seeking a return. It's just not leaving the market at all. There is no correction going on. There's no massive sell-off going on. There's no head for the exits kind of stuff going on. This market is doing rather well, considering how high it's gone up and how well it's done all year. Every month this year, it's gone up until this month. And this is all it is. 1.7 for the Dow. That's what you got. That's your whole plan. You're going to drop 1.7%. Not enough to worry about. There are a couple of stocks being mentioned right now by some analysts. They call them dogs of the Dow, and this is a popular thing that has happened for years and years and years. This is nothing new. For those of you who are into the markets for less than a year or two, just so you know. We've had this term going since the 80s, the dogs of the Dow. There's always a Dow 30 stock that underperforms. I mean, there has to be, because we have energy companies, we have manufacturing companies inside the Dow, we have high-tech companies represented. There's all various ranges of companies inside the Dow 30. They're not all oil and gas companies, or they're not all like Apple. And so, yeah, of course, you're going to have the best performer of the Dow every year, which sometimes changes dramatically. And then you're going to have the worst performers of the Dow for the year, and that changes. And every once in a while, a stock will be ranked in the bottom 3 or 4, and they'll be called the dogs of the Dow. Now, these are companies that make money and could still have an up year on their stock, but they underperformed everybody else. And so someone's got to be the dog of the Dow. Well, guess what? The number one stock that is being touted as the dog of the Dow, IBM. One of my favorites, good old YBM, is being touted as the dog of the Dow. Now, the analyst who wrote this, or whoever wrote this article, said this stock is compelling. It is very attractive. The lower it gets, the more attractive it is. And a couple of stats I wanted to tell you about for IBM. First of all, the dividend yield. If you buy IBM now, I believe IBM now is trading. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Hang on a second. I'll pop that up over here, I think. The IBM shares. Hang on. Here we go. Just wait for my machine to reload here. I have to give it some time. We closed last night at 136.43. That's where the shares closed at last night. Down 77 cents yesterday on the day. The high for the shares for the year, 152.84. So they're $16 below their high of the year, which is frustrating to say the least. Again, why is it the dog of the Dow? There's another reason for it. But if you buy the stock today at this price, you will earn a dividend yield of 4.78% on your money. And that is the highest yielding stock on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's the highest payer of dividends in percentage terms. So that's great. But here's the kicker that I really like. This is the stat that really got me excited. Right now, as of today, the shares of IBM are trading at 23 times price multiples. The PE multiple is 23 based on the last 4 quarters profit combined. So you take the last year's earnings, divide it into the number of shares outstanding, 23 times earnings is what the stock is trading at. Here's the kicker. Based on forward earnings projections, where the analysts are saying the next 4 quarters, the IBM will make this much, this much, this much, and this much, combine it. The forward PE multiple is quoted right now on IBM at 12.79. Now we're talking about one of the leaders in cloud computing, a company that's about to split itself into 2 divisions. This is incredibly cheap, incredibly cheap. It's half price versus the rest of the street. So the shares of IBM are on a super, super discount. Apple, to give you an idea, is trading at 29 times earnings present day. Microsoft present earnings 37.9. IBM on forward earnings 12.7. So you can see from a third to half is the value of IBM compared to a lot of its competition. And the analysts out there are going, yeah, for a long-term investor, a conservative investor, this might not be a bad way to go. Cisco, to give you an idea, is at 22.9 times earnings right now on the open market. And that, again, with IBM is not all that wildly priced. IBM being right now 23. They're right in there, but the IBM going forward 12 times forward earnings. So there's a little suggestion. So those of you who are long IBM stock, stay long. Those of you who are trying to play IBM options, as difficult as it's been, stay long on the options. Stay out to next year, April, May, June, July. If you can go that far out, you can afford to buy call options that far out, I think you're going to be fine. Those of you who do not have enough money to buy 100 shares of IBM at $136 a share, you may want to consider a strategy where you pick up in the money contracts on IBM going forward and start writing calls against the shares. In other words, the poor man covered call strategy might be for you. Let me just take a look here. I'm just taking a look at a $100 call option. If you wanted to buy a January 2021 $100 call option on IBM, you can buy it for barely just a little over its book value. You could probably get it around 37.50, 37.25, $37. That would be a 75 cent to a $1 premium, time premium over its book value. That's cost. But for $3,700, you can control $13,600 of stock between now and January, which gives you the right to now write short-term call options against the stock. So you can either start writing calls for next week if you wanted to, or you could go further out. Just to give you like a rough idea, if you were going to write, say, the stock's at 136.24, you're going to write a 138 call option for next Friday, a week from now, you bring in about 70 cents. You're not going to get rich, but you bring in 70 cents. But if you go into October and write call options for October, let's see here, take a look at something like, what do we got here? Here we go. October the 1st, so that's 2 weeks from now. 138s will bring you about $1.20. 140s will bring you about 55 cents. It doesn't sound like a lot, but you're only putting up $3,500 or $3,700. And if you can bring in $110 on 3,500 for 2 weeks, that's like $2 a month being brought in on a $3,500 investment on a very conservative stock. You're writing calls that are out of the money. If the shares go higher, you can roll the 138s into higher strike prices further out. But the good news is that your existing contract that you paid $37 for will also go up in value, because obviously the contract's trading at book value plus a dollar. If the shares go up $2, your calls will go up $2, the long-term calls. So you'll be $2 richer on your long-term calls. You'll do rollovers on your short-term calls, staying ahead of the market, and you're getting richer on both sides. So there's that. If the shares want to stay between 136 and 140 right now, 138 and whatever, you will pocket premium money on the way in here and say, thank you very much, may I have another, and hold your $3,700 position and just score in the dollar. So something to think about. Going long a long-term call might be an idea again for a poor man covered call strategy. If you write by the way, if you write an October 8th contract for 138, you'd bring in $1.60 or so. If you wrote a 140, you'd bring in almost $1. If you were to write October 15 call contracts, 140s would bring you 125 or so. And if you go further out to say October 22, you would probably bring in about 240, 250 for a 140. So not a bad return on your money, plus the upside potential of the stock. Just mentioning it to you, the Dow, the dog of the Dow, IBM. And it's not often that IBM gets this kind of a label, but that is what it is today. And well, we'll see how it does over the next few weeks. I like it long term, as you probably know. Rocket Lab sitting at $16 in the pre-market. We got 17 minutes to go before we open up. We're up 11 cents on Rocket Lab. I'm showing Matterport. It looks like it's 21.47 with the Dow down 20, S&P down 3, NASDAQ down 16. We got Matterport 21.47 up 38 cents. Both today being prominently mentioned in pre-market announcements. I like the sound of that. I'm really happy to see these former SPAC stocks now being written up, just being written up by analysts on Wall Street, just like any other stock. They're now part of the family. They're out there trading, and I love the way this is coming together. This is get used to this. SoFi and ME and others, you're going to be noticing that they're going to be written up with buy recommendations and earnings estimations. Target prices will start coming out on your former SPACs. These companies are no longer painted with the brush that they're just a SPAC stock and you should avoid them at all costs. It's looking very good. I like what I see. Watching the markets right at the moment, looks like the Dow is improving quickly here. We're still down 9 points. At the moment, down 10 points. S&P down 2.7, NASDAQ down 16, and that is good stuff. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. Nice to have you here, and I hope you're doing all right for this week. I hope you had a good week this week, and you're going to have a great weekend. Jen and I arrived at our latest location here yesterday, and this particular establishment that we're staying in happens to have a pool and a spa, a nice hot water, fully jetted spa. I call them hot tubs. It's not the true. It's not what you're supposed to call them. You're supposed to call them spas. But I always think about a spa as a full-blown, spa entity with all the other bells and whistles. But anyway, yeah, the old hot tub was great. So we went in there last night. We had one last evening. We thought, why don't we go down there, get our bathing suits on, and put ourselves into some nice warm water and put the jets on, and let's see what happens. Well, I'll tell you right now, it was wonderful. I haven't had a hot tub. I think it was February 2020 was the last time I was in one, and that was in Desert Hot Springs, at the Desert Hot Springs Resort. That was the last time I was in a jetted anything, and I had no idea that time that I wouldn't have another one until September 2021 in Calgary, of all places. No way could I have imagined anything like that. So we're here for a little while. We're going to be here for a bit, and we're settled in, and we've got a suite here with a kind of a bedroom here and a living room, kitchenette area over here. And try not to be too disruptive for Jennifer, and she's still getting in her sleep, but she'll be up in a bit. As we'll make a few more adjustments here. The lighting isn't so great at the moment. I'm kind of working on a spotlight situation to see if I can improve lighting. But we're working with what we got, and the main thing is to get on the air and just be alive and keep you posted on what we see and what's going on. Thank you, all of you, for popping in here already, saying hellos and to each other and to me and everything else. I appreciate it very much. I'm doing. I'll try to read some of your comments. It's not easy. I'll see what's going on here. Let's go. I've been trying to, Flesh Infection says, I've been trying to look at writing one covered call for Matterport, but can't quite nail what I think would be a good idea at this point. That is what it's about. And at the moment, with some of you are noticing with these contracts, you want to try to write option contracts on Matterport or others. You're not being given very many options to do, not a lot of choices as to what option to write. Because these companies are so new, and the options markets are slowly picking up more and more. There'll be more and more strike prices, more and more expiry dates. It's early times, so the pickings are slim, I suppose. But as time goes on, this will get better. So we're not looking on weeklies yet, but at least we're looking on monthlies. Let's go and let's see. Sam is saying started as an options trader on Robinhood before I moved to Fidelity. I noticed option premiums overreact to big price movements. Sell covered calls on green days, and if you can, on big upward movements. Excellent strategy. Matterport right now, by the way, up 41 cents to 21.50, so it's improving here nicely this morning. Happy to see that. Rocket Lab right now at $16, up 11 on 39,800 at the moment. Just seeing some headlines going through here on Market Watch talking about housing, nursing homes shortages, all kinds of shortages, all kinds of problems over there. That's what we're hearing. Let's see. Yeah, don't write covered calls on far out dates. You're cutting your profits. Keep it closer. I like the idea of writing a 1 month call, for example, for $1.50 rather than a 2 month call for $2.25. I don't want only 75 cents more in premium for another month. I'd rather write for $1.50 now, and then in 3 weeks from now, I'll write another 1 month contract, like 5 weeks out, and I'll bring in another $1.50. If on average, that I like that strategy better. And let's see. Yeah, the B fits. You've got a good point here. This is a good question. Does it make sense to be writing calls on stock that you also hold long calls on? Isn't that a contradictory technical thing? You're kind of betting against yourself. Well, again, it depends on the calls. If you own January calls, way out there or further out, and yet you're writing October calls close in, that's not a contradictory strategy in my opinion. One is protecting one. It's like insurance. One is protecting the other. I like the idea of being paid in the meantime to hold a position where if a stock really does well, the further out contract will more than make up for whatever inconvenience I have with a rollover scenario down here on these contracts. I like that kind of game. So no, it's not. It sounds contradictory, but it's not so much. The other option, of course, the other choice you have, like with a Matterport or Rocket Lab or others, as we were saying the last week now, there are a number of my viewers have taken to writing put contracts on Rocket Lab for January, the $20 contracts. Because at the time they were writing them, the shares were lower in price. They were receiving a $9 roughly premium on those contracts. And if the shares were to go higher between last week and January, these puts would shrink in value. And sure enough, Rocket Lab now at about 16, they're improved over the price that they were at when the puts were written. And so the puts are shrinking already. Now, they're going to shrink for two reasons. One, time, because at least about half of the $9 premium was time, and the other half was book value. Well, book value is shrinking, and time is shrinking. It's a double-edged sword. And so the writers of these puts are going to win from a time premium. They're going to win $4 a contract, and likely maybe more than that. And for capital gains, as the shares, if they want to rise to 16, 17, 18, these puts will drop in value from a book value perspective. So they may only have a $2 actual book value a little while from now, and their time value might go down to only $2 as well. Now you only have a $4 contract where they were selling them at $9, and they will generate a $5 profit in their pocket if they just buy them back at $4. Keep in mind that the shares might only go up $3 a share, and these folks are making $5 a share. How's that possible? How can you make $5 a share on an option contract when the shares only go up $3 in price? Time value, because time is evaporating out. You're getting that as well as the premium gain. So this might be a strategy some of you might want to consider looking at, where you're prepared to buy Rocket Lab at $20 a share if they give you $9 up front, and so you're paying $11 a share. And that's what these viewers were committing to do. They were coming up with $2,000 for 100 shares at $20 a piece if necessary, but they were being given $900 up front that they can keep for the premium. That was the price that was being paid. Now, they're a little lower than that now, but depending on how the stocks fluctuate, obviously these puts will fluctuate. You can do that with Matterport. You can do say 25s on Matterport, offer to buy the stock at $25 a share. You can write Matterport $20 puts. You can write Matterport $15 puts. Totally up to you where you want to be. Do you want to be in the money on a put right, or do you want to be at the money or out of the money? For some of you, you might decide a $17.50 put contract for Matterport is just fine. If you can write a put for Matterport at $17.50, again, this is as of last night's close, so it's not. This is not current at this second, but just for 1 month only, for October 15th, a Matterport put that expires on October the 15th, the 1750, you'll receive about 55.60 cents. So you'll pay 16.90 for the stock. You're committing to buy Matterport at 16.90. It's 21.44 right now. If you go further out, let's say January puts for 1750s, you'll receive about $2 right now. So you're paying 15.50 for Matterport stock if it drops. So it's got to go down $6 a share for you to be anywhere near this thing. If this stock stays above 17.50 between now and January, these contracts will die worthless. You will keep all $2 a contract. Keep it all. You can write $20 contracts, which are still out of the money by $1.50. You'll receive about $3.25 to $3.40 for those. Or if you want to write in the money contracts, 22.50s, because you believe that between now and January the stock will be above 22.50 as this run continues, you'll get right now almost $5 a share for that. So you're paying for 22.50s, you're paying 17.50 net to buy Matterport if you got exercised. If you're happy paying 17.50 for Matterport, then writing 22.50s for January might be your way to go. You're bringing in $500 for every contract in cash right now for every committed $2,250. So you're committing $2,250 to get $500 right here, and so you're only on the hook for $1,750 to buy 100 shares. You do this over 10 contracts, multiply everything by 10. If you are right and the shares go higher than $22.50 by January and stay up there, the $500 or $5,000, if you write 10 of these, is yours to keep. You keep $5,000 from now, September 17th, until your commitment is over, which is January the 21st. So that's October, November, December, January. 4 months, $5,000 against $22,500. Nice return on your money, I would say. Not a bad gig. You can write 25s and get about $8 ballpark. Maybe you can get a bit more than that. But that's still a $17 premium. So if you're looking at 22.50s, that might be a way to go. 20s, like I say, if you can bring in about $3.25 on 20s, you're paying $16.75 for the stock. You're only putting up $2,000 to bring in about $3,250. Nice return on your money for 4 months of your time. So thoughts, ideas, possibilities. There's ways to play the option market to make it work for you. All right. Let's go here. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. We have 3 minutes to go before we open up for trading. We're looking at futures that look to be pretty good here. We seem to be all right. We don't seem to be having any real issues here. We have, looks like we have a break-even open close to it right now. And let's see, what else is going on here? Yeah, let's see. Just checking. Folks are talking to each other here on the chat, which is fantastic. Everybody, thank you for being here. We're at a secret location here in Calgary, which we're not going to reveal. But we are in a hotel, and the hotel has the amenities that we need, and we're very happy about that. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, well, the best thing about IBM is the dividend. I've never had to roll any covered calls. And can you do a poor man's covered call on Webull? I don't know why not. But again, I can't answer that question directly for you. Maybe someone else can. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, here we go. I like using cash to pick off bargoons when they're not looking. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Spire TV and everyone else. Matt, how you doing? We got H7 Apollo here. Matt, good morning. Amicus is here. Good morning, Amicus. And we've got, who else is here? Let me just double check here. Where am I? I'm so far behind your messages. So sorry, folks. Thank you for joining me. We're a minute ago here. Morning, Bagel Gang, Smoked Dog. Kyle, how you doing? Michael, how you doing, buddy? Ivan, hi there. How are you? Can you talk about Argentinian stocks? Probably not. Not following that. White Feather, how you doing? Aboriginal Indian, welcome. Rose is here. Welcome. Some of these comments I can get to, some I just can't. Thank you all for popping in. It's nice to have you here and joining us. We're about to open here. Good morning from Sean. Good morning from Deep Value Investing, Pulse Guitar, Carter Cole. Rob is here. Mr. E, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you all for joining us. All of you out there who are followers of this channel, you know how I appreciate you being here with Jennifer and I. We love you. We're now nomads. We're houseless, and we're out there, and it's exciting. Kinda. Thank you for those of you who have chosen to become members of this channel. I say it every day, and I mean it. We love you. You are the backbone of this channel. The reason we exist is because of members of this channel paying $10 a month to subscribe to this channel, to be a member of this channel, to make comments on this channel. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. It is invaluable. There's a number of you who are doing it. It's keeping us alive, and it's keeping us funded to keep right on going. We love you for it. We have 228 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. If you're able to throw those our way, great. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to this channel. If you're not a member, please consider becoming a member, because you get to use the emojis we have going on here, and you get to make comments during market hours and ask me whatever you want to know about with regards to the markets. I'll do the best to answer them for you. We are open. I am sure of it. The bells are going. I'm sure that we've had that boy Louis throw the bells up. I'm not sure if my man, my other man, has thrown up the bells yet. Larry, there he is. Larry's done it. There you are, Larry. I knew you were here somewhere. Thanks, buddy. Mr. E is here. Nelson's here. Mark's here. Good morning, everybody, and let's see how the markets are going to treat us today. It's been a very interesting week this week, with a lot of changes and a lot of movement, and some very interesting surprises. I'm showing Rocket Lab right now at 16, up 11 cents on the first trades. SoFi, I'm showing 15.46, down 4. I've got GameStop. Looks like GameStop is showing 210.39, up $4. Matterport 21.23 right now. I'm showing it ahead of the game, ahead of the curve by 14 cents. We'll take that as a starter. The Dow down 35, S&P down 6, NASDAQ down 29, oil down 81 cents. Let's go back to our stocks. 1604 on Rocket Lab, up 15. SoFi down 12 to 15.38. GameStop 283 gain right now. Matterport up 13 cents to 21.22. ME is showing a last trade of 8.10, up a penny. I've got, let me see if I can get that upgraded here, updated. Smart Rent up a penny. Spire 11.32, down 9. ATIP up 4 cents to 3.78. Sextera at 9.12, up 22 cents this morning. I have AMC down 33 cents. Robinhood is up 59. Vanek Vector's down 176. Home Depot off 28 cents. IBM down 93 cents, the dog of the Dow, continuing its move. The Dow down now only 5. I'm going to check and see if that's accurate. I've got a couple devices that are giving me 2 different numbers. Yep, the Dow is now plus 3. It's turned around, so we're up 3 on the Dow. IBM still showing down 93 cents. The low was 135.15. It's now 135.50 on IBM. We're down 80 now. We're coming back a bit. 5 on the Dow. Microsoft down 160. Apple down 73 cents. Tesla down 29 cents. Bed Bath & Beyond up 11. BlackBerry down 18 cents. Royal Caribbean up $1.10. Goldman Sachs up 206 to 398 a share right now. All right, watching the markets closely. Rocket Lab up 16 to 1605. For those of you who were not here, I did an alert this morning. Hopefully you received the alert this morning. Rocket Lab has been rated as a buy by the analysts at Deutsche Bank. They call Rocket Lab one of the highest quality space stocks you can get, and they're putting an $18 target price on Rocket Lab. Now, of course, as I am saying these wonderful things, in this 30-second time frame, the stock has gone up, was up 15 cents, now it's down 14 cents. Rocket Lab at 15.75, now at 15.79. So go figure. It is what it is. 15.79, down a dime on Rocket Lab at the moment. SoFi down 9 cents. GameStop up 2.77. Now Matterport up 24 cents. Let's see what happens as I talk about it. Matterport has been covered by Wedbush Securities. Their analyst gave that stock a target price back in July of $22 a share. They've upped the target price now to $26. So Matterport is got a target price now of $26 from Wedbush. We're at $21.32, up 23 cents. So looks to be holding while I talk nicely about it. Great. Rocket Lab is still down is now 4 cents lower, only down 4 cents at 15.85. So Rocket Lab is recovering after I told you how much the street loves it. ME is up 7 cents. Nice to see it popping a little. I mean, come on, you guys. I sure like to hear some real news on ME. Smart Rent up 12 cents. Spire down 16. ATIP up 2. Sextant up 13. That's where we are at this early stage of the day. Welcome one, welcome all to the fun and festivities for Friday, September the 17th, as Jennifer and I are nomading it on the road. We're in a hotel here in Calgary at a secret location. We have a pool and a spa, hot tub available to us anytime we want. And we took advantage of it last night, and it was wonderful. Oh, no, the lower back, all the packing and straining and lifting. And Jennifer, she was letting it hit her lower back and her ankles and her knees and her legs. And yeah, we slept well last night. I got to tell you, I have not forgotten. I have never forgotten how well I sleep if I have access to a spa. If I have access to a spa, it is my nightly ritual, and I can tell you within 40 minutes of getting back from a spa, having a late night shower and cooling off and rehydrating, and then it's nap time, and I sleep beautifully. Love it. And it's just such a nice psychological feeling to know that spa is just over there. And it's just anytime you need it. Yes, indeed. Making life a little easier. And of course, we're looking to take advantage of that lifestyle in Palm Desert once we head south in October. So stand by. What else is going on here? I just like the stock is saying potentially Spire is a squeeze candidate due to the shares locked up and redemptions float may be extremely small. Might be why it ran so much yesterday and might happen again. I kind of agree with this, a lot of this. I have a feeling, oh, by the way, I love this little spinning chair I got here, this office chair. I get to do this. I like the Spire story, and I like the Spire stock situation. What very few people talk about when they talk about Spire Global, and I mentioned this point, is that the stock can move up and down $1.50 in no time. I don't like it when it goes down, obviously, but I like it when it goes up. But Spire, they were holding that stock around the $9.98 to $10 level for months before the company became a non-SPAC. Like all through basically March, April, May, June, and July, the stock was flatlined at $10 a share. It didn't go anywhere. Then they made the deal. And the stock immediately took a dip because the story came out that a chunk of shares, a big chunk of shares that were issued at $10 each, were redeemed back to the company. You remember when you do a SPAC merger, the shareholders can vote to do the deal, not do the deal, not vote, and or they can offer their shares back to the company at $10 a share and walk away. Well, 20 odd million shares were returned back to Spire, the company, at $10 a piece. And this has lowered how many shares are free trading, because these were all free trading shares. Now, my hunch was that these shares were acquired by market makers, speculators, hedge funds. They were buying any stock at $9.95, $9.96, $9.97, $9.98. They were happy to buy it. Because if the stock was going to do anything, they would offer the stock right now. They would sell it because it's all free trading. But since the stock held the $10 level and wouldn't go much above it, I think these folks decided we'll just tender our shares back to the company at $10. Risk-free. We bought it at $9.95 to $9.99 a share. We make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cents a share in every share we bought. And if we sold some at $10.02, $10.03, great. If it would have gone to $12 during the pre-SPAC merger, they'd have sold it and walked away. But they didn't. So they ended up giving back a bunch of paper to Spire. But that effectively has eliminated a big chunk of free trading stock on the open market, which tells me all of a sudden, wow, this company gets any kind of good news, any kind of positive vibe. This stock could take a shot. And sure enough, they claim the public float is at 104 million. I don't buy it. I think that less than half of that could possibly trade, because my belief is most of that 104 million is held by senior management that will not sell. They don't want to sell. They're going to stick around. I think a lot of employees are in for the long haul, and they're going to allow this company just to do what they're doing. This merger that we just saw this past week, indication of what's to come with Exact Earth. You get a deal like this and it gets a positive spin on the market, the stock takes a shot. And so yesterday, of course, what did we have happen? We had the shares make a real run for us, right up to the what was that yesterday? The $13 odd level practically already. I mean, we had a real nice pop here yesterday. So, yeah, I like the Spire thing. I think there could be a squeeze on it. Could be interesting to watch this. All right, what's going on? On uranium, I have no opinion on uranium. I have no idea what to think about on uranium. I'm not a uranium stock player, picker, fan, booster, nothing. So there's nothing much I can do there. Here we go. Membership has its privileges. It's a privilege to be a member. That's it. One of the privileges you have is that whenever something is breaking on some of our stocks, you will get alerts. And I can promise you more alerts will be coming going forward now, because just the 8 companies I've been talking about that used to be SPACs, they're now all separate, 8 individual separate companies. And there's always something going on. I'm noticing now there's always something coming up with these guys, whether it's a brokerage update, an analyst update, a press release, whatever. You're going to be getting more alerts through this channel on all of these stocks, including others that I follow. So membership has its privileges. Definitely, you'll get advance warning as much as I can give you on developments. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, Bruce, AB is asking, this is one of those, just take the classes questions. But the reason you write a call and buy it back when it tanks is to squash the possibility of being taken out if the price spikes. Yes and no. A lot of you think that like you're going to lose your shares if you write call options. It's not going to happen. Not necessarily. I mean, sure, if you don't do anything, you write a call against, say, GameStop at 200, and GameStop goes to 250 a share, and you don't do anything other than just sit and watch, your shares will be bought from you at 200 a share, and you get to keep the premium you brought in when you originally wrote the contract. That's the deal. However, you're not limited to not doing anything. You are in a position anytime you want to either just buy the call back at whatever it's trading for and end the arrangement and just hold your stock, whether you made money on the option, broke even on the option, or lost money. If the contracts are trading at a higher level because the stock is trading at a higher level, then you do a rollover. You buy your contracts back at whatever price they're trading at and write a new contract that has more time on it at a higher strike price than you had the first one right at. And if you can break even on the trade or make money on the trade, in other words, bring more money in than you are paying to buy this call back, more power to you. Um, the other strategy, the strategy that I see most of you using and taking advantage of and having it work for you, is the strategy where you're writing a call for say GameStop. You're writing a $10 call, for example. The stock is 200, and you're writing a 210 call for 2 weeks, and you're getting $10. A week later, 5 6 days later, the shares are around the $200 level. They fluctuated a bit, but they're kind of in the same neighborhood. And those calls are only trading now at $5 or $6. And some of you are just buying back that call. You're not even waiting for the last week. You've got a week to go, and you're buying it back for 5. And you're turning around and writing a brand new call for a week longer. Again, it's a 2-week write at $10. And so you're going from 10 to 5, 10 to 5, 10 to 5. Write him at 10, buy him back at 5. Write him at 10, buy him back at 5. Are you trying to get every single penny out of it? No. Are you being greedy by waiting right till the very end? No. Are you gambling right until Friday, every Friday? No. You're rolling over your calls that have a week to go. But you wrote them with maybe they had 3 weeks to go when you wrote them, 2 weeks to go when you wrote them. You're looking for that sweet spot where in the last 10 to 20 days of life, these contracts lose the most time value. They really degenerate, especially if they're out of the money. Those are the calls that you guys are taking advantage of. And some of you are pulling in $1 a day on your GameStop shares, $1 a day. So if you get 200 shares and you're averaging $1 a day return on your depreciating calls, that's $200 a day coming into you every day of the month. And this is just a number of, might be 3 transactions a month that you need to do. You might need to write, the first call, then buy it back, and write the second call, and then buy it back, write the third call. And by that point in time, that's 30 days, and you've pulled in $30 a share, or you've done the 4th position, and you're now pulling it, like I said, about $1 a share a day. Some of you are making 50 cents a day, some are 75. Depends how far out you are from the price of the stock to what exercise price you're picking, and how long the contract has, or how short the contract has. I know a ton of you guys are figuring out quite quickly, I can write a contract on Wednesday for Friday. It dies in 2 days. I'm going to write a contract that dies in 2 days. And you're scooping $3, $4 a share. Again, $2, $2, $3 in 2 days. There you go. $1 a day, $1.50 a day. Thank you for being a shareholder of GameStop. And you're not hurting the market. You're helping yourself with cash. Some of you are just using that cash to buy more GameStop. You're trying to get to the next $100 level, 100 share level, so you can now write 2 contracts, or 3, or 4, or 5. Because every time you have 100 shares, you can write another contract. More power to you. There's all kinds of strategies here. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Uncle Bruce, when writing a poor man's covered call, by how much should your call be in the money? Well, I use the strategy of trying to buy a call option that has as little a premium value on it as possible, and giving me as much time as possible that I can afford. So I'm like on IBM, I'm saying, look at the January calls, maybe the 100s. They got a $1 time premium on them. That's it. It's a $36 book value contract trading at $37. Or right now with IBM, it's at right now $135.74. That contract might be $136.74 or $137. You're paying $1.20 premium for a 4-month contract. Now you can write covered calls against that call contract. You buy 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them. You can write a covered call against every one of them you have. For the next 4 months. And if you're writing 2-week contracts or 3-week contracts, and you can bring in a couple of bucks premium on a $3,700 investment, and you can do that twice a month, bringing in $4 a month on $3,700, that's 11% a month return on your money. Now, if you're writing a 2-week call, and the shares you're writing 139s or some 138s, and the stock slowly is coming up, but it doesn't reach the exercise price, the contract will expire worthless. You might buy it back in the last couple of days for a quarter, turn around, write new contracts for 2 weeks out. Now you're writing 139s or 140s, and you're going to bring in that capital for a couple of weeks. And then you buy those back as your shares are coming to 140, but just can't get over it. You're buying them back for cheap. You're now writing now 141s, 142s. You're pulling the string all the time. In the meantime, if your shares are going to 140 a share from 135 a share, that covered call you bought in the first place, it's $5 more valuable, because if the shares go up $5, your call will go up $5. It'll still have a $1 premium on it. And so you're $500 richer on your call that you bought to use as your weapon to write short-term contracts. You're bringing in $1 to $2 a week on these, on top of the $500 you're gaining on this. It just compounds your return. See what I'm getting at? This you can do on IBM. You can do this on Microsoft, on Facebook, on Goldman Sachs. I've been touting Goldman Sachs for months, where if you can afford to buy an in-the-money Goldman Sachs contract for $4,000, $40 a share, 45, 50, you can use 3, 4, 5, 6 grand, say 5, 6 grand on Goldman Sachs to write call options and enjoy, hopefully, over the long haul, a gain on the stock because it's trading at 7.7 times earnings. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's see. No alert on Rocket Lab, but I got one on Spire. Well, I did an alert this morning that covered both at the same time. So you should have received an alert this morning from me through this member thing through YouTube. It should be in the community tab. I did that this morning. Yeah, here we go. Deutsche Bank starts Rocket Lab as a buy at $18 price. And Uncle Bruce, it's Friday, so people usually sell on Friday, methinks. Also, it's quadruple witching day, right? It's quadruple witching day, but there might be a lot of buying and a lot of selling today. There could be a lot of turnover today. We'll watch for that. The Dow is down 75 right now. It's going to gyrate like crazy today, I think. S&P down 18, NASDAQ down 61. That's what we have at the moment. Let's see. What else is going on? Just sold some Matterport covered calls. 2250s, October's, $1.50. Wish me luck. There you go. There you go. Make that stock pay you to hold it now. It's what you've deserved. You earned it. You deserve it. And the stock's at 2180, 2177. You're writing an out of the money call. Considering where the stock was a month ago, $14 a share. You're up $7. That's a 50% gain, and you're now writing 2250s against a nice little gain. This is the way you do it. Right on. Credit Savage, let's get those thumbs up for Bruce. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Michael, Larry, that's awesome. John, I'm betting you're loving that king size bed. Yes, we are. We are very pleased with that king size bed. We have a TV with cable channels in the bedroom. We have a TV with cable channels in the living room. Oh, we're talking about luxury. Oh, we're living the life. Trivia from the hot tub tonight. I'll tell you, I will finish the trivia show tonight. We start at 7 o'clock tonight for trivia. If you're a member of this channel, you're welcome to join us. If you're a member of the Traveling with Bruce channel, we'll be simulcasting on there as well. We'll do the trivia show. Guess where I'm going after that? Oh, yeah. I'll be in the hot tub after that. You know it. Fantastic. Jenner Staggs, Bruce, we can see the excitement and happiness in you. Happy for you that you're able to live a life of your own terms, not tied to tending to a house and property. There you go. We're doing it. Credit Savage sold Matterport, $20 calls for almost $4. These are for January, so we'll see if it does a pullback. I think it'll cool off. There you go. This is a strategy that you can employ. Absolutely. You might buy them back at $2.5, $1.50, $3.25, whatever. And you may find, again, the way this goes, you might buy these back for $1.50. And then the shares take another run, and you write them again for $3.75 the second time. They back off. You buy them for $2. They run up again to $3.90. You write them again. They back off to $2. You buy them back. They run up to $3.50. You sell them again. You might be doing this again and again and again, taking $1, $1.50, $2 off the table every trade. You might get one a week. You might get two a week. You might get one a month. This is a way to enhance your income by being a holder of the stock. Yep, absolutely. We have right now Rocket Lab down 24 cents to 15.65. We have SoFi down 3 cents only at 15, actually just down a penny now, 15.50. GameStop at 210.90, up 4.53. Matterport right now up 61 cents to 21.70. We've got ME at 809 unchanged. We have Smart Rent up 13 to 13.81. We have Spire down 77 cents today to 10.64. ATIP down a half a penny, it might seem, and Sextera up 36 cents to 9.26. So there you are. Some of these dollars you're bringing in from writing these calls, you might want to put it into some of these bargains down here and ride those as well. Free money, why not? Well done, everybody. The Dow I'm showing down 99 points. I'm showing now down 105. I'm showing S&P down 23, NASDAQ down 77. Today is quadruple witching day, and we're going to see gyrations, I think, all day long. We're going to have to just tolerate it on these indexes. Pete, SoFi, April 2022, 6 calls, $15 strike at 334, or 8 calls, 1750s at 243. What do you think? I like in the money, to be honest. SoFi, I like the 15s. Yeah, I do. Because the stock pops say 450 a share to 20 bucks. The 15s will have a $5 book value. The 1750s will only have a 250 book value. You're paying 243 for the 1750s. They'll only be worth 7 cents more in actual value, whereas the 334 15s acquisition cost of 334 with a $5 book value, you're up $1. You're $1.60 more in the money than what you just paid for them, plus your premium. I like the 15s. Yes, saunas are excellent too. Very good for your health. And Rob says Uncle Bruce is a Bond villain in his spiny chai, his spinny chair. All I need is a little white cat now, just a little white furry cat. Have it look at the camera and go. All SPACs with high redemption rates have squeeze opportunities. 15s for me, says Rob. Let's see, what's up, guys? Says Associates Larry. Uncle Bruce, that's why we've been trying to get you into a gaming chair here. Spin, rock, gas lift, lumbar support, recline, headrest. They're great. Yeah, no headrest, no armrests, but I can spin it. It does have the feature where I can rock it. I can lift and lower it. I got a pillow underneath here just to kind of pad my butt. It's all good. We're getting better all the time. We're getting better all the time. Nice. Anyway, let's see. I'm not sure what area is asking me on here. Do you think that so far I issued way too many shares for a beginning company? If you look at float, they have close to 800 million held by inside. Are you talking about SoFi? You might be talking about SoFi. SoFi is an 11-year-old company. It's huge. Thousands of employees. I haven't got a problem with it. Not at all. BWSF, good morning. Good morning to you. I'm planning my move, says Pete, to sell my Rocket Lab and Matterport calls. AB, sir, we have a $20,000 executive office chair made out of premium Norwegian wood, handcrafted leather by Italy's finest. But does it spin? No. I'll take the $200 Office Depot chair, please. Yes. Rob, Pete, the 15s just show more promise when the stock starts to rise, and for $1 more until April, I think it's a better option. There you go. Michael, Uncle B, what do you think about waste management? I got in the 90s. I have no opinion on it. I don't follow it. Just refer to them uranium fever. Yeah, not following uranium. Pat Merkley, good morning, Pat. Thank you for joining us today. Let's see. If the mother of all short squeezes, you could lose money, you can't rewrite fast enough. Bring it on. Bring on the mother of all short squeezes. I think we can handle it. I think we'll be just fine handling it. I'm not worried one iota about a mother of all short squeezes. I'd welcome it on every stock we have. That'd be fine. Just another picture. Don't write against all your shares if you're really worried. There you go. Rob, to another play trade, if you write on 200, write on 200 or 250 shares, and yes, you don't have that much, but for 50 turns or more, it only makes a difference compared to the amount you have now. Yeah, we're all good. Let's see. Let's go. Don't write calls on former SPACs yet, they say. Rob, thank you for this donation. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Your thoughts on writing the Rocket Lab April 30 puts? They're paying 17 to 18, enough to buy another 100 shares, another contract. Well, yeah, the thing is, you got to put up $3,000 in margin to commit to buying the stock at 30. All right. They're going to give you 17, 18 bucks. So you're actually going to pay 12 to $13 between now and next April. All right. So the stock's at 15.56. You're really only getting a $2 to $3 premium on this deal. I wouldn't work. You're not going to be able to do anything you want with that dough. That dough is going to have to stay in the account. You can't just take and run with it. I would be writing closer in on timing puts and closer in on price. So I'd be looking at like the 20s. If you're going to write out of the money put contracts, I'd look at writing 20, so you don't have to put up 2,000 in margin. I'd look at 1750s maybe, but I would be looking at like December's, or January's. I wouldn't be going out to April. Bring it in closer. That's just my thinking, though. Let's see. I was up 1,100. Nancy's saying I was up 1,100 on my $75 Royal Caribbean put last month. Now I'm down $25. Expires January. I still have a feeling it'll go under. Yeah, I do too. I think that the shares of Royal Caribbean are still able to drop dramatically. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
That's the coupon for Brecky.
I know. I'm just trying to see what time it is.
Oh, it doesn't say on there, but I think they said 6:30. They were open. So they're open now until like 9:30, something like that.
It's a guessing game.
It's a guessing game. You may have to.
Go down there at 1 o'clock and demand my full Karen breakfast.
There we go. Full Karen method mode. Karen mode. Look out. No, I was thinking if you went down there with I don't know if you're allowed to take anything out of there. I think that's the problem.
Well, I think it's a regular restaurant, so I can take a doggy bag that happens to be a full breakfast.
Well, or happens to be a bagel.
Right.
With
or I can nuke one and you can just gnaw on it.
We don't have a toaster.
Maybe dip it in Coke.
It's not all paradise, okay?
We have to keep you grounded.
Yeah, okay. I got to keep me grounded. We don't have a toaster in this little kitchenette. I'm not sure we can get one. We could always ask. We might be surprised. We might be able to get one up here. But we don't have a knife. We don't have butter.
No.
And we don't have the jelly here. We still have to bring that from our daughter's place.
Yes.
Although we can borrow a knife from her place and stuff. We always do
right.
That.
And I did bring silverware. It's again just in a bag we didn't bring.
Right. We are still playing this game called Whatever Happened to That? Yeah. Where's this?
Do you have it?
Do you know where that is? Do you remember packing that in the panic of the last week and in the last 24 hours last week? We forget. It was a week ago today. We were in a truck driving from Creston to Calgary. It was a week ago today. And what a transformation. Thursday night we slept in the house for the last time. And Friday we were in the truck at our daughter's house the Friday night. Yeah. Saturday everything ended up from the truck into storage. And here we are next Friday in a hotel in a secret location, a secret name. We won't tell you what it is. And we're looking at a kitchenette over here. We have, I got my coffee maker. I brought it with me and I fired it up this morning, made myself my latte. But we don't have utensils. We don't have a toaster. We truly are homeless, We truly are hard done by here. We have a hot tub. Okay, all right, we got a hot tub. But we don't have forks and knives. We own forks and knives. They're in storage. You tell me which of the 200 boxes they're in. I don't know. Yikes. Anyway, we're having fun here. Anyway, there you go. What else is going on here? Rob is saying a 405 premium on a GameStop 210 expiring today. What do you think, Bruce? GameStop right now is 209.29. So there's a gamble. You see, if you sell it for 405, and you have to buy it back for $2, you made $2 today on your stock. Well, what's wrong with that? I like this deal. I like the deal. I liked scoring. I'd like to take the chance on it. The worst case scenario is the stock goes to 215, 220 today, and you roll this one over. You buy it back and write next week's 210 or whatever, and you'll be just fine. So yeah, I like the idea, Rob, that you might score from a nickel to $4 in profit today. I like the shots there. Just chill with options trading. Remember, Alex Keen's act mature and don't panic like he did. James Gunn is a new member of this channel. James, welcome to the gang here. Nice to have you join us today. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. What else is going on? You mentioned an alert. I did one yesterday and today. I did another alert this morning. For those of you who are members of this channel, how's it? The new place sounds like you enjoyed. We're doing all right. Better premium. What does it say here, Rob? Flesh infection. Better premium. The 25s are like 80 cents. 2250s, 1.5 as a buyer. 24 was my low average. Main report. Be quite happy with that. I think I get it. It's all right. Jen, what are you gonna do? Do you know what you're up to?
No.
You don't know yet?
No.
She's scheming. She's looking. She's trying to figure out what we're gonna do. It's all new here.
You know how in a hotel room they always have a drawer where they have their stuff? Here's a pad of paper, and here's the little menu, and here's the blurb on how great the hotel is, and you should come back again.
Yeah,
I can't find that.
I think they've taken that away because of COVID. I think they've taken away all the old literature because of all the fingerprints that would have been on it over the years.
Okay.
This is just me guessing.
But there's nothing they had like a year and a half to laminate it. So yeah.
Yeah, well, then they get again. This is not a. I mean, we're in a special property here, that is not like a downtown hotel that caters to the business crowd, one night only staying.
Outside,
we're in a suite.
Outside our window, we get to see 2 very lovely rooftop units.
The best.
The best.
And they're new, because the building is new.
The building is new.
Yeah, we're not in an old ancient place, so we're trying to figure it out. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Game plan for a 210 GameStop cover call expiring today. I'm thinking I either roll on the last half hour, or if GameStop is 205, I buy back. Boom. There you go. I agree. I totally agree. That's your strategy today on GameStop. You write a covered call or 2 or 3 or 4 that expire tonight. Exactly. My God, hot tub trivia with Bruce. I'm in, says Dave. Wrong way covered CCL. Of course, I sold the Matterport covered call for 1.5. Then the stock almost hit 22, and the covered calls went to 180, 190. Don't worry about it. 21.86, up 86 cents. You're just biding your time. And like I say, if the shares, have a little correction and they come back to 19.25, these might go down to 75 cents. They might go to 60 cents. You might buy them back there. And then shares come back up to 2021. You write them for 150, 180 again, whatever you think. AMC going to issue an ATF dividend. What is an AFT or an AFT dividend? What's that mean? Let's see. I'm not sure if I heard anything on this. Does anyone know anything about it? I'm showing the stock down this morning, and I don't see any announcement at the moment on the stock. 45.06 down 99 on AMC. I got nothing. Anybody know it? You'll let me know. Do you think that Tim Conway might be your dentist for the next 5 sessions? I'd have to wear a diaper if he were. I'd be laughing so hard. Chew Dog. Hey, thank you for this donation, Chew Dog. But what if our 2250s get exercised? Well, okay. So you just buy the stock back and write again. So what? But if the shares go up, you'll just do a rollover. You'll buy your 2250 calls back and you'll write 25s, or you'll write 2750s. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I can't make myself buy back these Matterport $15 covered calls that I wrote at 219. Now we're 650. Might have to sell some Matterport at the high today to pay this off. Why would you do that? You wrote 15s. The stock's gone up on you. Okay. Theoretically, you could write call options that have longer to live, with a $20 exercise price, and one's a wash. I mean, take a look at that. At the meantime, you don't have to do anything. Just sit back. Don't do anything. Just completely sit back. If the stock backs off tonight or Monday or Tuesday and it's back to 19, let's say. Again, I'm not saying it will, but what if it did? Then that contract you have is only worth $4 book value. It'll probably be trading around $5, maybe $4.75 or $5.25, something like that. Just keep an eye on it. You're not under any pressure to make a move right now, and you can do a rollover anytime you want. I wouldn't even flinch. Let's see. Although a rollover, I would take a good look at. Okay. Let's see. Let's go. What are the odds that I get called on a covered call contract that is in the money, trading right now 78 straight? Not high, unless it's on expiry day. If it's expiry day, it's very high if you're in the money. Hey, Bruce, if I'm just in passing following the analysis, $18 Rocket Lab, for example, and I'm just like, okay, 20 grand on 15 Rocket Lab calls as far as possible, will I do better than a pension fund? No. I think you can do better than a pension fund doing this. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Wavy, just buy those covered calls back and write $20 contracts for January or 2022s for April. You'll pay for those contracts back, and now you can recoup money on premium and the price of the stock higher, bro. Exactly. FS Uncle Bruce, should I write this covered call on Matterport? Buy the stock now at nearly 22 and write a call at 20, expiring December. Get $400 premium. I think 18 a share is not that bad. Exactly. You can right now buy Matterport at 21.72, turn right around, write a $20 call against it, bring in the $4. You are now on the hook for $17.74 if you do nothing. If the shares back off to 19.50, your cost factor is $17 odd. You're still ahead of the game. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Then you could theoretically, if the stock goes down to 19 and a week or two goes by, you could buy these back for half the price, maybe $2. Turn around and write 20s for November, December, or the shares pop back up to 2021. You now write contracts for a higher again. Yes. Yeah, you can. As nice as mother of all stocks, short squeezes and all stocks would be, it's impossible given the GameStop is a once-in-a-lifetime setup. Lots of timelines coverage on today. Yeah, I know. Jake, did anyone notice last week that the free float on GameStop went from 60 million to 250 million shares on Yahoo Stats? It's back to normal now, but I'm curious. Again, it could have been a glitch. I don't know. Thanks, Bruce. It was initially looking at the 20s. John Anderson, good morning. Jen, Nancy, Jen, don't go full Karen on them. Just buy a toaster. Just go buy a toaster. We have a toaster in storage. We don't know where, but we have a room service bagel. Carlos, 23andMe really needs to make some news already. I agree. Really, Bruce, it's bagels with Bruce, and you don't have bagels. I mean, come on. No, I have bagels. I have bagels in the fridge right here in the kitchenette. It's right over there. I don't have a toaster. Okay, I don't have a knife to cut the bagel with either. We're homeless. Okay, we're houseless right now. It's all screwed. Oh no, Bruce doesn't have a way to toast a bagel. We're all screwed. Rob Carlos, I'm hoping that the silence means they're working on something big, but that could be just wishful thinking. Maybe that's what 23andMe is up to. My Spire covered calls I wrote yesterday at 3 p.m. are already 50% profit if I buy back now. There you go. There's what it is. Spire 1032 down $1.10. Might be a buy. The Credit Savage, hey, bud, January 22 has $22 Rocket Lab puts for $1,000 premium. You are closer in the money than 30 and have a nice premium. There you go. That's the strategy there for that Rocket Lab trade. Don't write the 30s, write the 20s. Thank you from, way to go, Mark. We'll catch up with you. You betcha, Mark. Got it. We're there, buddy. I think you can afford buying toaster, Uncle Bruce. You see, we could buy one, but then we have to throw it away or give it to somebody when we leave here. It's kind of silly.
It's just for the next little bit, they'll have to they could see the bagel, but they just don't get to actually hear you chaw it. You think they can? You be okay?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and your newest guy, James Gunn, Jimmy Gunn. Doesn't
Yeah.
he sound like a 1950s hard-nosed but fair detective?
He does.
Jimmy Gunn.
Jimmy Gunn.
Flash in the back.
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
I like it. It's Hollywood, man.
Absolutely.
It's all Hollywood. I love it. I love the vibe.
Yeah.
So are you thinking going downstairs, or what are you thinking of doing?
I was going to wait for you, and we would go down together.
Or you mean after my show?
Yes.
Do we have time to do so?
Till 11.
Ooh, we can eat till
Woo!
11. I got a break. Of course, I normally take a nap right after
I know.
I go out of here. And I don't know if I can last long enough.
So which will drive
What do we
him?
got? I still got an hour and 15 minutes to stay on the air.
Which will drive him the most? Food or sleep?
Yeah, what's going to get me first? Am I going to fall asleep on the air?
He'll be like the baby, and I'll just have to carry you up on my shoulder after eating.
I can assure you folks.
You'll fall asleep in your oatmeal.
There you go. I can assure you folks out there in YouTube land that between Jen and I, we will figure out the game plan over this weekend, so that on Monday coming up, when I'm back on the air here first thing in the morning, I will be looked after.
And we can both afford to miss a meal.
We have a little bit of padding here that we can afford to sacrifice if necessary.
We can afford to miss a meal here.
We have that. We definitely have that possibility too. What I was just hoping was that the hot tub downstairs would just bubble it away.
Just sweat it out.
I just sweat it out. Lose all 40 extra pounds that I'm carrying or whatever it is. And then my 4'8" frame I'd look, instead of looking like a stub, I'd look a nice slender 4'8". Yeah, we're trying here, folks. We're working on it. Ask the front desk. They have them. That's what I was thinking. I think we can get a toaster from the front desk. I bet you they would send one up here, and that we'd have a toaster. But we also have to get our hands on some cutlery and some other items. But we will fix this. I'm even thinking of temporarily borrowing / stealing my daughter's toaster and a couple of pieces of utensils and just using them and then taking them back before we leave town. She'll never know. We'll see. Homeless with money. Laugh out loud. Just sold a house. That's right. Ooh, Rob, this could be a wrinkle in time. Just bought them back. The Credit Savage, Credit Crunch, waiting for the tip and going to write those January 20s. Thank you. Way to go, wavy gravy. I tried to get it at 450, but it'll only hit like 4 before it dipped under 210. Missed it, but it might come back for me before the end of the day. Rob, there you have it. 210 on GameStop. It might be coming your way again. Setting an order to sell. I'm putting an order in to sell October Matterport 30s at 55 cents. I think it'll get sold once we get close to $7 gain on the day. Well, that's out there. 21.55 on Matterport, though. It's backing up a bit. That might be a bit out. I didn't get an alert today, Socius. This is not good. Matterport been gone forever. Matterport 15 January calls. Are we still holding? Well, you're doing well on the 15. Some folks are selling them now and buying stock and writing call options now. That is a strategy you can consider as well if you can get enough stock and enough dough together to do it. I did not get the alert, says Mark Blue Skies. Check your settings. It could be that the device you use to become a member of this channel is set for blocking messages. Or look at my YouTube homepage, go to the community section and see if it popped in over there. Again, I'm not 100% sure what to tell you to do, but I'm just guessing here. AAG, I didn't get an alert today either. See, this is crazy because I got people giving me thumbs ups and I got the alert. Jen wants them to laminate a paper pad. They have fun writing on that. You got her laughing. Do they have a continental breakfast? Maybe there's a toaster and butter downstairs. No, they don't. No, that's the thing about this hotel. We have a restaurant downstairs. It's a full sit-down restaurant. And we've been presented with coupons that we can use to buy breakfast. But you have to go down there and sit. It's a sit-down restaurant. Can't bring it back to your room. It's not one of those. So bye. Anyway, not to be a bear, but Matterport has share unlock in January. So make your money on the covered calls now. Don't get blindsided by the unlock. There's good thought, food for thought. Michael, I have Spire 15s expiring today. Wrote them at the peak yesterday. Interesting. Buy them up and take the money. There's this close bunker location, says Adventures with Duncan. What do we got here? Splair, Uncle Bruce. I don't know why, but the only alerts that I see from you, hang on a second, I'm trying to find this message again. There we are. That one from yesterday that you go live in 30 minutes and that you are live. That's the only alerts I get. I'm puzzled by that because I put this alert in the thing. Oh, I'm just thinking of something. Maybe I made an error this morning. Let me double check something over here. This is just for my own pure curiosity here. Let me just double check this, but I thought I did it right. Let me see what this says over here. Here it comes, and then there's the alert. Oh, I think we have an issue with this alert that it didn't get published properly. Let me see if I can just double check this. I'm going to try something right now with you folks. Tell me if you get this message as members. Let me know if this is coming in. Hang on one second. There we go. All right, let's see if that pops up. If those of you who are with me right now live, check your alerts in the next 10, 20 seconds and tell me if you're seeing an alert at all. Then I'll know. Then I'll tell you what I did and see what's going on. Anyway, this has been a week of writing covered calls and having them go to the wrong way for me, laughing out loud. Oh, well, that can happen. Let's see. It's okay. I found it. Absolutely fungible token, question marks. It's an NFT thing with selling special tickets as NFT for special movie events. I don't know what to think of this. Joe, what was the Rocket Lab alert? I can't seem to find it. The Rocket Lab alert is that Deutsche Bank has initiated buy rating on a Rocket Lab. They have put out a buy rating on Rocket Lab, and they've initiated the target price of $18 a share on Rocket Lab as a first target. That is what came out of Rocket Lab today from Deutsche Bank. On Matterport, Wedbush announced today that they're raising their target price from $22 a share to $26 a share on Matterport. So Matterport is getting a higher target price, and Rocket Lab is being covered now by Deutsche Bank as a buy. They like it. So there's the news this morning. So much for Green Friday. They're like unicorns. They don't exist. The alert says Rocket Lab has a new $18 buy rating. You can see the alert if you go to IB's page and read under the community tab, or Uncle Bruce's page. That's right, Uncle Bruce. Let's see. Let's go. Just buy a toaster, says Socius, a knife, some butter, whatever else you want on them, and leave it in the kitchenette when you leave. Problem solved. Splair, Mark Blue Skies, click on the privileges under the name and then go to community. There's the first one right there. Good morning, Uncle B. I got my pink bagel. Oh, folks are getting their bagel colors changing. Is it the exact Earth deal? Yes, it is. The exact Earth deal for Spire. For advantages in German, there's a button of Vertel. Tell Karen to use her big A. That movie, Brave Little Toaster, is BS. I threw away my toaster when I moved out, and it didn't try to find me. The Splair, the pink bagels look sexy. Rob, I miss hearing the microwave beep signaling the bagel defrosting. Would make me salivate every morning. Joe, Olivia. So I might not be a total idiot. Appreciate that. Cheryl, level of minor sense of relief. Nice. Tell Karen to use her big ass nails, or that weird haircut. I don't know what this means. To cut the bagel. Maybe I should get my gal to use her nail file to cut the bagel. Oh man. At least until my next possible idiot move, says Joe. W. Walters, here's the hillbilly toaster hack. Take the hotel, clean, iron, prop upside down between two books, put on high. Wow, toast that bagel, Jen. You have everything you need in that room. First, heat, the bagel in the microwave. Then use the hairdryer on high to toast the darn thing. There you go. Thank you, everybody. That's awesome, Spire. I understand it right. On Monday, Bruce will sleep and Jen will use the hand puppet. Just kidding, but it would be a fancy idea. I'll tell you that. Fat fingered enter key. Scott, bye bye. GameStop 195,917. Hello, $230 October 22. Thanks for the $2,200. Thank you very much. Is right. 2,200 big ones. I didn't get the alert too. I now know why. You guys are going to tell me here in a minute what's going on here. I'm slowly going to catch up to you guys. Uncle Bruce, if I write 10 months, $1 Matterport options means all my Matterport shares are for free. That's right. That's right. Matterport's now paying for itself. That's right. But I got an alert yesterday. That's true. You did. No alert for me either, Uncle Bruce. You always got them before. No alert here. Check multiple devices. Normally do get the membership unchanged since January. Me too. Yeah, seems to be something with a particular alert. Yeah, seems something with this particular alert. Yeah, I got yesterday's, not today's. It'll all come clear in a minute. Get that alert yesterday, but not this morning. Figured it's YouTube's launcher. Found it. Got the membership tab. Yeah, I found it, but alert is under the community feed. The other's under advantages. Got the alert yesterday, not today. Good morning, Marlo. I did get the alert this morning. Just got it, says Cheryl. Yep, got this one. Big B, hi Uncle Bruce. I got my alert. Thank you. I am like, I am the first. Like now, it's right. Oh, good. No alert. Bonnie, just throwing it out there. There may be people with actual name Karen on a chat, and it gets old hearing Karen for all those wrong in the world. I agree. We have a very good friend of ours who has a name Karen. She didn't know about the Karen thing. Didn't know about it. And had no idea. We had to tell her about it. It's true. She's never been a Karen in her life. It's been just an absolute dream. Deb, yes, just at the top, the bell has an alert on here. AB, I got an alert in the community tab right now, but no email. I got the alert, says Casey. Mark, that's the title of today's program. AB from the one I just did. I got it now. Just received the alert. Everyone's getting it now. Yep, now looks like it's under membership and community alert. Bama Babe, weird week. Got my first contract call this week about being around someone positive for COVID. Just got a drive-through test. They said it'll call within an hour. Fingers are crossed. Nelson, alert received. AMC is thinking about issuing a special NFT for movie tickets for special movie releases. This is in regards to the NFT by AMC rumors. Joe, boom, got it. Mark, just got it. Just got the alerts at Oats Pumpkin. Just got the alert after clicking the bell icon to my homepage. Keyword, just got it. SoCal, Skull, just got it. I think most people with your Gmail accounts probably have YouTube emails going into promotion folder. Don't get the notification. Took out my first one this morning. Didn't get notified on the test one. John Anderson, I got it. A Rocket Lab and Matterport alert just received, says Ubi. British shilling, yay, that likely means my bagel will change tomorrow too. That's likely it. Karim, I got it now, Uncle B. SMOK, NVM, just got it. British shilling, hurrah, notification came through. Octavio, got it. Mr. E, just got it. Nazareth, also got it. AB, yep, got that mail community tab email, works for me. Doug Fletcher, just got the alert here. Octavio, no YouTube notification, but I got the email. Vilbas, I had 14 Spire expiry today that I just bought back for 5, so I could write another one when it recovers and goes on another run this afternoon. Wishful thinking. AB, email has a few minute delay. Google's handling billions of emails a day. Cut them some slack. Max, I'm anxious to travel, but no, I am selling my home to do it. KW, got the alert. Does that mean ATT is going up from here? Likely. Just got your notification from, says Aaron Spire. Nice, great, you make me laugh. Judog, thank you for the donation. My Fidelity says my Matterport current value is negative 350. What does that mean? My cost basis is 188. What does that mean? Haha, love you, Uncle B. Toki Dog, just got an alert. Manuel, just got it. Free Thinker, got it 4 minutes ago. Malo, got it now. Warren, just got the alert. Socius, Karen is just a polite way to say the word. I thought everyone knew that. It doesn't really have anything to do with people actually named Karen. I got the alert, says Abram. KW, I was selling my Matterport options and actually sold my stock instead. It went fast. I'll have to buy it back cheaper. Rob Bama Babe, hope you're okay. Flesh infection, KW Sweet Lord. Sparky, I just got the alert for today. It didn't show Spire, but had, and then we don't know. Bam, Rob, thanks. I feel fine. Just weird when you get that initial call. Rob, my 10 ATIP 1250 calls expired today. Bye, big loss. And Larry, YouTube and their notification system. I just got your members only alert in my email. Ling, got it. Obama, did we get to go hit the right covered calls on Matterport? Yo, you're good to go. Writing 20s, 2250s for October or December. You betcha. Whichever way you want to go. Uncle Bruce, are you both unpacked and still pulling things from your suitcases? One offers you the ability to flee. Agents are closing. Other off to the iron bar. I can't answer these questions on the air. I'm giving away too many tips. I mean, come on, man. Use your imagination. I have more time on mine, but let's just say it looks bleak. Michael Obama, I wrote October's if that helps. Thanks. And Fesh, I feel like there might be more time to write covered calls on Matterport for a little extra juice. Well, 2183 is the stock right now. Looking good. 1557 on Rocket Lab, SoFi 1531, GameStop 206.69, ME 804, Smart Rent 1382 at 14, Spire 1068 down 73, ATIP 368 down 6 cents, Sexter up 30 cents to 920. So what I did was I did an announcement this morning that I thought was a member alert, and I sent it out as a general message on Community tab. 10 minutes ago, I did the same message. I copied and pasted it and sent it out as a member only alert, and all you guys are now getting it. So there you go. And what did you get? You got the alert about Matterport price target increase from Wedbush, and you got the Rocket Lab buy recommendation from Deutsche Bank with an $18 target. So that should have gone out this morning as a private member only alert, but I was so blurry-eyed this morning and just setting everything up here that I just released it as an announcement on the community tab rather than a member alert only. But now I've corrected it after the fact, but I'm also glad I did it because a lot of you are reacting going, I got it. So now you know you're getting these. You can get these. And those of you who didn't get the alert in the last 15 minutes, now you know you're not getting alerts. And so you may want to look into whether your device is blocking the receipt of alerts or not. That might be what's going on. We're down 154 on the Dow right now. We're down 28 on S&P. We're down 108 on NASDAQ. Oil down 91 cents. And we've got all kinds of news constantly coming out of China. This just will not stop. Been a bad week over there, and apparently the People's Bank of China added $14 billion today into the bond market to help stabilize it. They've got a multi-trillion-dollar problem over there they're not admitting to. They got a huge problem over there, and it's all related to, looks like it's related to their real estate companies. There are real estate companies in China that are over leveraged in debt for real estate projects like shopping malls with no stores in them, condo towers with no buyers, subdivisions being built with no sales. China is overdeveloping itself. It's developing infrastructure that's not being utilized yet, just to keep people employed. They are literally putting people to work to build infrastructure, buildings, and everything else, even though there is no demand for the product yet, because they're thinking ahead 5 to 10 years. That's what they're doing, and they would rather have people working full-time and being busy working and spending money. This is an artificial economy in a way, because it is government money that is spurring private developers to develop, but a number of developers out there are sitting on a ton of debt that they owe, and they have gone to the bond markets to raise the cash to build out these structures under government decrees, only to find out that by the time they get them done, even after a year or two, they're still empty and not sold. And these guys are paying interest on projects they built out that they can't get paid back for. And so these bonds are junk bonds. They've been classified as junk, and now we find out that Evergrande, which is the largest real estate developer in China, has the highest number of junk bonds out there, equaling 16% of the entire junk bond market. One company has 16% of all bonds that are junk. And these guys are not making their interest payments this month. That's so 1/16th or 16% of all junk bonds in China are not paying interest this month. They're going into default, technically going into default. There are other property developers in China that have, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in bonds out there that are rumored to also might not be making payments on time going forward. And so the bond holders in China, the ETFs, hedge funds, mutual funds, Chinese based, that are long this stuff, that hold billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in Chinese debt, are all worried that there may not be payments made on time this month, next month, which means there's a run going on right now of investors who hold these mutual funds and ETFs. They're getting out. And so they're all under pressure to raise money to pay out their investors that want out. It's like a run on the bank. And so ETFs, if they get clients who want out, ETFs have to sell assets. If you can't sell assets, you can't raise cash, you can't pay out people who want out. The problem with the junk bonds is that they're down from 50 to 75% each on these bonds. And so these funds can't raise the cash necessary to take out their people. So if too many people want to get out, these funds could become insolvent. Let alone the company that borrowed the money in the first place. They're already insolvent. Now the investment houses are insolvent that bought these bonds. And the chain reaction just goes down the line. Everyone who owns the bond is out of money. Everybody that bought ETFs that owns the bonds, they're out of their money. It is a contagion problem that is exploding in China. And the Chinese government is keeping quiet on it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want the world to get that sense that they're imploding, but they are financially beginning to implode in certain regions of their economy, real estate being the big one. So that's what came out this morning from the latest news I'm hearing. It's not good. It is not good information at all. So we're watching it, and at the moment the New York market is not really reacting to that because America is somewhat protected against that kind of stuff. But you gotta wonder. All right. Let's go here. Let's go. What else is happening here? Let's go. Lots of folks talk to each other, which is beautiful. Thank you, everybody. And should I sell my 1250 ME call for October 15? Well, ME, unfortunately, it's at 802. You need a run, but you're not going to get anything for it if you sell it now. It's worth a nickel a dime. I wouldn't sell it. I just wouldn't sell it. I just hang on if there's a shot coming around. If ME pops $2 in one day, pops up to 10, that'll pop your contract, probably triple it. And if it pops another $2 the next day, your contract might be worth $1 all of a sudden. I would not sell it. Let's see. Let's see. I read that exact info on CNN last night. CNN said people they interviewed said it shouldn't ripple through U.S. markets on the China thing. Let's go. Yeah, here we go. Hope they contain their financial trouble better than their pandemics. Again, I'm worried about I'm worried about China in that it's an artificial system, and it can't be self-supported. They need outside capital, but outside capital is afraid to come into China because of what China's doing to Hong Kong and what China's doing to all the businessmen over there with all these new rules. You can't trust the Chinese system. You can't trust the financial system over there for being completely turned upside down at a moment's notice. And so they're doing it to themselves. They're absolutely imploding on themselves. And I kind of wonder how far this is going to go. I don't know. I just sold 6 Matterport January 15s for $750. Paid 330. Plotting next moves. Just okay. So you bought them for 330. You sold them for 750, and now you're playing. I got you. Okay, so you're now looking at $4,500 handy. Theoretically, you could pick up 200 shares right now, which means you can write 2 calls against the 200 if you were to do that. Got it. Right on. Welcome to the other side. Do you think September is the worst month for stock? It's not. Yes and no. It's history is history. The future is the future. The now is the now. We're off so little on this market, really, and the turnaround can be instantaneous and dramatic. I wouldn't worry about it. And okay, do you think this is a Chinese 2008? I don't know. It's possible. Their inflation numbers, real estate inflation numbers, have been stupid, unsustainable. And when you build projects that are empty, like full-blown shopping malls, you build a $1 billion shopping mall and there are no stores in there. What do you think is going to happen to this deal? I mean, someone's going to lose money here. Certainly the taxpayer is losing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Flash infection. Dave, killer. I did the same thing, only with one, and I sold it for $420. Casey, hey, Bruce, I have a Jan 22 12.5 strike ME call. If the stock does not go into the money, do I roll over? It's valueless, isn't it? Is it got any value to it? What's it trading at? A dime? 15 cents? There's not much you can do unless the stock does something, I think. Uncle Bruce, tell us the truth. Were you supposed to stay at your daughter's this whole time? But mom asking, when are you going to get married? Well, like too much, and you're gone just after one night. That's a good one. No, we just like to be in a king size bed, and I want to be in a hot tub. And we've what's that? I don't care if she ever gets married, says my wife. There you go. Jen doesn't care. Oh, it's funny. 2008 on steroids. It's crazy over there. There's people paying $1 million for studio apartments on debt, and they're worth $3 million a piece now. No way that's real sustainable. There you go. I agree. I think it's way overheated. It's been self-financed, and I'm getting the impression that the government has encouraged people and businesses to build. They've built. Inflation has come in with higher prices, which has allowed these entities to pay the government back. The government's turned around and relent money again, rolling it over, and they're leveraged and leveraged and leveraged. And I think that at the end of the day, you've got way too much building being done in China, way overdeveloped, and you have a country that's not like sooner or later, no one is there to buy anymore. And right now, the obvious thing is there are no buyers for these condos or these new buildings because they don't have them. Yet they got 1.3 billion people, and yet they don't have the money to buy this stuff. People need jobs that pay good salaries in order to buy these expensive units. They don't have enough of those. They have a growing middle class, but not enough. And now in the meantime, you're cracking down on public companies, and you're changing policies on internet usage, gameplay, education, US listed stock problems, on and on it goes. And that's destroying their middle class because their middle class has all these investments in all these areas, including stocks and the bonds, and they're all collapsing in price. They're all collapsing at the same time. And this is an implosion. And you got to wonder if it's going to be limited to China only. It's crazy. It is. Bruce, has anyone asked you if you want to fluff the pillow? A great gig. Were those 210 GameStop calls for today really going for $4 this morning? They're at 79 cents right now. 204 on the stock. The stock was 210 this morning. It's now 204. Yeah, $3 a contract in an hour. Pretty nice. Exactly. Exactly. Now, theoretically, you could sell 205s right now. You could sell 205 contracts that die tonight. They might be worth a bit more money. A lot of contracts will die worthless tonight, depending on where the stock goes. Uncle Bruce at 4.8, you are required to wear water wings and floaties in the hot tub. Thankfully, no. It's only 3 feet deep. But in the pool, oh, that's a whole other story. AB, they're locking down their country to prevent the working class paying landlord from cashing out millions and fleeing China for Canada. The U.S., the EU, AB, millions each. There you go. Yeah, the GameStop situation. Let me take a look at GameStop options right now. Stock's at 204.75 right now. And if you're looking at contracts, call contracts that expire today, let's see, 205s. Can you write them? I don't see any. I'm seeing 210s at 105 to 119. I'm seeing 200s at 690 to 750. So that's what I'm showing here. I'm not showing 205s for whatever reason. I don't see 205s. But if there were 205s, I would bet you they'd be around $354 right now. Yeah, that's what I'd be seeing. At least on my options chain, I don't show them. Maybe they're on other option chains. I don't know. There it is. U.S. consumer sentiment stalls in early September, University of Michigan says. In one Florida housing market, rents have skyrocketed 31% over the last year. I don't know why, but they have. Maybe because people are getting out of these high-rise condos on the beach and they want something else. I don't know. I can't tell you. Interesting. We've got Matterport 2209 right now. Let's see here. Let's see. Matterport calls for January 15, 1750. I should keep until December. Matterport, should I keep until December? Again, it's up to you. I mean, the Matterport shares are 2212 right now. They're doing great. You're getting richer. They keep going higher. I'm of the position here as they go higher now. These 1250s and 15s are really coming out nicely. You might be in a position to either sell your calls at a nice fat profit and pick up April contracts, maybe April 2250s or 25s, and use half the dough you're getting now to buy contracts out there. That's one strategy. Another one is sell these contracts, cash them out, and just buy stock now. Buy the stock at 22 and start writing contracts. If you can acquire 100 shares, 200 shares, 300 shares, and now you can start writing call options on your Matterport. You might write 2250s, you might write 25s for October or December. That might be your new strategy now to start being on the other side of this market. Start bringing in income every month now from your Matterport. You can write $20 calls that expire in October or in December, bring in a big premium, even though they're in the money. You're saying, here, I'm prepared to offer my Matterport for $4 a contract, $20. And if the shares back off to 20 on some profit taking, these calls will go from 4 to 3 or from 4 to 250, and I'll buy them back at 250 and take the $1.50. Thank you. Stock goes back up again. I'll write them again. Stock goes back down. I'll buy them back. You might play that game now. Let's see. You could toast a bagel over the stove element. I don't have a stove element. Don't have a stove. Let's go Matterport. Good. Matterport is holding 22. 22. Yes, it is. Seriously, this chair elevates the show. I think Uncle Bruce should steal this chair. Set your Matterport sell limits and just sit back and watch. I set mine for 300%. Bruce, my 1250 calls on Matterport expired today. I think I want to exercise to lock in 200 shares at 1250. Any cons in doing so? You're going to pay a fee to the broker to do it. You're probably better off selling them now for cash and just buying the stock commission free instead. I think you're better off. That's my gut take on it. I don't think you have a gain on making this move, but again, it's totally your call. 2207 on Matterport, up 98 cents. Rocket Lab down 26, 15.63. SoFi down 22 to 15.28. GameStop down $1.56 to 204.81. Interesting day. I forgot about the fees. There you go. Avoid the fees. Pay a very low commission to sell those contracts. buy your stock virtually commission-free, and start writing options. Here we go. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Well done. ME down 3 cents. Smart Rent down 14 to 13.54. Spire 10.54 down 86. ATIP 3.69 down a nickel. Sixtera up 33 cents to 9.23. Looking good. AMC down $1.38. Robinhood up 49 cents. Manic down 4.88. Home Depot up $1.49. IBM down 88 cents. The Dow is down 173. Microsoft down $4. Apple down $2. Tesla down $1.70. Bed Bath Beyond up 62 cents. BlackBerry down 18. Royal Caribbean up $1.47 to 84.01. Put contracts are an idea here because Royal Caribbean should be about $45 a share, in my opinion. But you got to go long on those puts. You got to go long. Goldman down 4.88 to 3.91. This is a bargain. If you can buy 360 call contracts and get them for like maybe $33, $32, $32.50 a contract, why buy them that cheap? You can then write poor man covered calls. I would look at that strongly. Amazon down 8.20, Facebook down 4.49, Google down 35. We've got Walmart up 40, Cisco down 44 cents, Disney up 96 to 184. Just can't get back to 200 though. There you go. We have the Dow down 189. We have are now 193. We have S&P down 34, Nasdaq down 126. I have to hang out 40 more minutes to be able to go for breakfast. Can I make it? Can I last 40 minutes and have my bagel downstairs rather than on the air? Unthinkable for a Friday, but I'll have to rectify that for a Monday. We'll see what happens. It's not easy being me. Hey, laugh out loud. Did you steal a towel from the hotel? Yes, also TV and air conditioning wall unit. Luckily, I gave them a fake name and paid cash. So just hedge funds and dark pools, short-lived ape elation, phantom shares, OOTM puts for stock manipulation, Robinhood, Citadel, huge daily swings. These are a few of my least favorite things. Hedge funds and dark pools and short-lived ape elation, phantom shares, out of the money puts for stock manipulation, Robinhood, Citadel, huge daily swings. These are a few of my favorite things. There you go. You love that. Nice. So is the RV. The next thing Jen and you are after. If it doesn't come with a toaster, does it come with forks and knives? I don't know. Island Girl had a dream about you last night, Uncle Bruce. In my dream, you were actually 4'8", and I thought, why would anyone hire this guy as a vice president of a brokerage firm? I mean, who would take him seriously? He looks like a kid laughing out loud. I mean, come on. Oh my gosh, I love the scene between Kramer and the guy, the shorter guy that Kramer was working with, where they were, I think they were volunteering to be sick people. They were pretending to have meningitis or whatever, and they would go to these clinics and show up with makeup on and look real terrible. Oh, those two together. And they would have a fight over girls and stuff. Oh, the physicality that they had going was so funny. And then the episode where Kramer was a stunt double, and so was his buddy, his short fellow. They were stunt doubles, and they would notice that the short guy was wearing lifts, and the whole confrontation was going on. It was so funny. I loved it. Michael, IBM hit 13-week low. Go dog, go Dow dog. Darwin, Uncle Bruce, is there any profit point selling options right before the company issues dividends and then rebuy after? Let's say Apple, for example. Maybe, but maybe not. Might be a nickel a dime a contract. Like, not really worth it. I wouldn't worry. You can wait 40 minutes for the bagel, but can Karen laugh out loud? That is the question. Flesh is laughing. Everyone's laughing. He actually sang it. He did. He sang it. Forget bagel. He's got golden pipes. I love it. Bruce Yoko, a stock market cabaret. Rita, but won't the Matterport calls January 21 for 15 just keep going much higher? So why would I sell them now? See, well, there you go. Well, you're not going to write in the money calls. No. You're going to cash out your calls, but you will write out of the money calls. That is the point. You're looking to bring in cash. Generally speaking, that's the strategy. Matterport is 22.39 right now. It's pushing the high today at 22.40 right now, the high of the day. So if you're looking to write covered calls on Matterport, you can write 20s, 2250s, 25s. You can take a look now at different contracts and see what interests you, what kind of tolerance you have. If you think there's a pullback coming on Matterport next week sometime, I don't know, you write the 20s now for October. You can bring in about 310, maybe a bit more. And then you buy them back for lower. You could write 2250s and bring in about $1.85, $1.90 maybe. The 25s will pay you $1.15. These are Octobers. Now, if you want to write Decembers, bring in a little more premium, you can write $20 Decembers for almost $4.30 if you can score the high trade there. $3.10 on the offer on 2250s and $2.35 on 25s. Again, a very healthy return on what you actually paid for your Matterport. If you are selling calls now, the 15s, and you're scoring $8, $9 on these calls, and every 2.5 calls you can buy 100 shares, like I say, if you buy the shares, then you are then writing against them to bring cash in right away to buy more shares. To you can get to 200 shares, 300 shares. Start writing 2 or 3 at a time, these contracts, and start bringing in some cash. Nothing wrong with that. Now, of course, if the stock backs off a little bit, you buy the calls back at a lower price and lock in a profit. Stock bounces back up again. Write the calls again. Stock comes back a bit. Buy them back again. You try to make $1 a month, $2 a month on your stock now. Can you make a couple of bucks a month doing the turnover game with your writing, buying them back, writing, buying them back? Because you're letting the clock crush the time value for you on these contracts. If you can bring in $2 a share on 200 or 300 shares, that's $400-600 a month income coming from your little old Matterport that didn't used to give you that when you bought them originally. Not bad. I exited my GameStop 210 covered call 59 cents. It was $3 an hour ago. Wow. Nice. Is lifts the same as bell bottoms? Frumbler wrote my first covered call on Matterport. October 15, $25 strike, got $1.25. Thanks, Uncle B. Now you're talking. Way to go. You're in to win. And there you go. Hey, Uncle B. Would today be a good day to buy June 2022 $480 Goldman Sachs call option, $1,000 a call? So you're buying 480s. You're well out of the money, aren't you? Where am I here? I'm trying to remember all these stocks off the top of my head. We're at 391 on the stock. You're looking to buy a June 22 480, way out of the money, $1,000 a call. That would not be a good idea. No, it's not a good idea at all. I don't like that idea. No, I wouldn't be paying ridiculous premiums for stocks contracts so far out of the money. I just wouldn't. No. If you're looking to go long on Goldman, you've got to you can't be out this much money. You just can't. $1,000 might be. I don't know if you can get anything any cheaper. That's the problem. Obviously, if you don't have enough dough to buy an in the money put or in the money call and then write calls against it for a poor mind covered call strategy, it limits your potential. But you need to be closer to the market, in my opinion. It's not like the stock's going to go up $100 in a week. That's not going to happen. But Goldman can move $10, $15 in a day. Yes, it can. The problem is that if you buy a $400 call for April, you will pay much more. If you buy a $400 call for December, it might still be too high. If you buy a $400 call for November, it might be much more affordable, but I don't know by how much. Again, I'm not looking at the option chain right now. Matterport popping off. They say Matterport right now $22.17, up $1.08. Looking good. Time to write contracts on Matterport. I have GameStop shares. I'm 30% up on $15,000. eToro doesn't allow options or stock transfers. I'm happy to trade options once it's more intuitive to me via my other platform. I feel trapped. Well, you may want to, the other platform, you sell your stock here, take the cash, transfer it over to the other side, and then work it over there. I don't know what else to say. They went from, I did the same, but yesterday, Kramer and Mikey, and Mickey, his buddy Mickey or Mikey, Rita, I have no tolerance, lost on me, and CYXT confused on covered call. Jersey Todd, Uncle Bro, I have October 21 SoFi calls out of the money, 17.5s, 22.5s, 25s, bought a long time ago. Do I let them die and cross my fingers? I hope they come back up. Well, October 21, so you got a month to go. And SoFi sitting at 15.24. This is the kind of stock that can pop $3 at any time, and then $2 or $3 again the next day at any time, which would, of course, put all of these into play quickly, right? This is the trick of it. You can theoretically sell your 17.5s and roll into Novembers or Decembers. You can sell all these and go further, but you're going to lose a lot of contracts. On the other hand, you're sitting tight here. You're out of the money, no question about it. You're out of the money. But if the share makes a move, and it has every reason to make a move, it has all kinds of reasons to do well with regards to getting its charter, the advertising they're doing, the promotion they're doing, the growth curve they're on. They're one more brokerage firm away from a buy recommendation, could pop this thing. I mean, a lot of things can pop this market. I just don't know which one and what day. That's the problem. That's the problem with contracts that are so close in. Matt, if there's a stock you'd like to go down, let me know. I'll buy the calls. Nicholas, hey, Matterport, I wrote covered calls. Can you come back to earth now? Michael, what strike? The win, Uncle Bruce, ME 750 puts, January 2023 for 2220 premium, worth looking at. So buying, writing, if you're going to write a put on ME for 750 for January 2023, you're getting a 220 premium. So you're prepared to pay $5.30 a share for ME between now and then. If the shares stay above 750, those will die worthless in January 2023. What kind of premium can you get for January 2022 or April? Maybe you do something a little shorter in, but there's nothing wrong with this deal. If the stock if ME goes to $10, say in the next month or two or three, these will drop by 50%, and you could score $1 on them. Uncle Bruce, a $390 Goldman Sachs call. Todd, thank you, Todd, for your donation on PayPal. I just saw it come in. Appreciate it. Okay, $390 Goldman Sachs call for June 2022 are $37.25 each. If I had $100,000 as a hypothetical, would that be a safe bet? I don't have 100, but as a thought exercise, would you go deeper? Well, at 390 on the call, the stock right now is sitting at, what is it here, 391. So I wouldn't have a problem with this trade in that sense, but I would also be inclined to buy 380s or 370s with that kind of capital. I would even look to buy maybe 350s, and I would get fewer of them, but I would have very, very little premium on them. That's how I would proceed on this trade. I would want to buy more book value than just premium, because this is all premium. I mean, let's face it, stocks at $391.67 is $167 of book value. The rest is premium. I would go way back into 360s and 350s myself. Let's see, Michael. I wrote October 30s right on. Yeah, that's how I would play that one. Yeah, those are expensive just to be in them. Time value only. That's expensive. Shows you how much money you can get by writing, though. Isn't that amazing? If you bought, for example, you bought a $360 call that was further out than this June was, and then you wrote that June call against it, you'd be bringing in a lot of dough, one against the other. It's amazing, isn't it? That's massive money. Okay. Let's go. What's going on with Spire? Volume low at 1064. That's how the stock goes. It's weird trading. Michael Mario, 55 cents a pop. I'll buy back on the dip. There you go. Yeah, Spire is not trading much, is it? It's sitting at 1067, down 74 cents. Volume 88,000 shares. I mean, it's just dead quiet. That's how this stock plays sometimes. Had a great day yesterday, though, so hang on. Matterport 2217. Time to take advantage of a good market here. Write some calls. Let the stock back off if it's going to do it, and buy them back. Thank you very much. Yes, potential is out there. We're down 200 on the Dow. We're down 33 on S&P. We're down 132 on NASDAQ. We're down $1.11 on oil. And today is quadruple witching day. That's what's going on right here, right now. Ooh-wee. Interesting stuff. All kinds of potential and opportunity here for those of you who got into Matterport at nice, cheap prices. Of course, if you bought calls on Matterport at, say, $3, and you're selling them now at $9, I'm just using a general example. You made $6 profit on calls, and you put the dough into the stock, right? For every 2,200 you have, you're buying stock. Well, you're really only paying $16 for the stock, because $6 a share isn't your money. That's profit. Again, I'm assuming you can make this move. Now you're writing calls against your stock, and if you're going to write $20 calls and bring in $4.25 or $4.50, or you're going to write 22.50s or whatever, you're going to bring this dough in against your cost, which brings you down to that $13, $14 cost level. This is called winning, baby. This is called winning. Nice move. Locking in gains on your contracts, turning it into stock, writing calls right against it to give you insurance and cash. I like the deal. Remember, they go up and they do go down, and we're at 21.92. So don't be too greedy. I'm not saying it's not going to go higher, but it might not go much lower instantly either, but it is where it is. We're having another good day today, and I'm very proud of you folks making money on this one. Let's see here. SoFi getting hit, they say. 15.23 right now. Michael, I'm with you, Bruce. I also believe quad witching is overhyped. Adventures of Duncan, buy the dip. False. Why are people obsessed with sandwiches on four-wheelers? I don't know. Nicholas, Michael, same. I got 3 looking to get down 250, 225 at least. Interesting. There you go. We're at down 192 on the Dow. S&P down 34. NASDAQ down 142. That's what I'm showing at the moment. We've got gold down 550. Silver's off. Copper is off a penny. We're seeing that China injected 90 billion yuan into the system, $16 billion into their banking system, bond markets. Canadian dollar's off 0.41 today. Interesting. The U.S. 10-year is at 137.53, a little higher. That's what we got. That's what we've got. Thank you, everybody. Double checking all of my messages. Make sure I'm up to speed with all of you guys. We're at 1560 on Rocket Lab, down 29. SoFi down 27 cents to 1524. GameStop down 232 at 204.05. Matterport 2208 up 99 cents. We got 23andMe down 4 cents to 805. Smart Rent down 22 to 1346. Spire Global down 80 cents to 1061. ATIP down 9 cents, 365. Sextera up 17, 907. AMC down $1.18, no matter what they're promising to do. Robinhood up 28 cents. Vanik down 5.58. Home Depot up 88 cents. IBM down $1.09. The Dow down 193. Microsoft down 463. Apple down 213 a share. Tesla down 347. Bed Bath & Beyond up 76. BlackBerry down 19. Royal Caribbean up $1.40 at 83.94. Norwegian up 42 cents. Carnival up 48 cents. Goldman Sachs down 444 to 392. Amazon down 17. Facebook down 6.39. Google down 36. Target up 6 cents. JP Morgan down 28 cents. Costco down 3.53. Walmart up 33 cents. Cisco down 52, NVIDIA down 259. Some of the stocks that we're watching, there you go. That's what we got here with the market off 192 at this point in time. The winner, Matterport and Sextera. There are winners today. 2207 on the Matterport. Nicely done. AB, that's crazy profitable still too. $360 calls at $5,000 a pop. You could get 20 calls with 100,000, 2,000 shares times 710 less 410 is 600,000 profit, assuming $700 price thesis holds. Yeah, that's crazy money is right. Set limit buy at 21.90 when it was at 22.20. Just filled 200 Matterport. There you go. Way to go. It scooped it up. You got the Matterport. Now you can write options. There you go. 22.13 up $1.04. Thank you. Nicely done, Dave. Nicely done. Let's see. I should write more direct messages that require all context just to confuse Uncle Bruce even more. Thank you so much. How much longer till the continental breakfast? It won't be a continental breakfast. It'll be a full breakfast. We have these coupons as part of this deal here at this exclusive property that lets us have a full breakfast. You know, I might have a bagel on the side here. I might have pancakes and scrambled eggs. I might just pig out. This might be my last meal of the day. I don't know. Fenneville, Uncle Bruce. So yesterday morning, I bought a call option on 2 stocks, and I flipped them for a profit in the afternoon. Now, that Fidelity sent me an email informing me of the day trader. Any different? Thanks, sir. Now the Fed sent me an email informing me of the day trader rule. Any different? Thanks, sir. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. They have rules as to how whether you could be considered a day trader or not. If your account is of a certain value, you're free to do whatever you want. If you're running a cash account, you can trade all you want without issues. I think if you have a margin account, you might have issues trading stock and options frequently unless you have a certain value. I think that's how that works. It's a weird SEC rule that we don't have up here. SoFi 400 yet. Sorry, Bruce, just bored. We're working on it, Mike. We're working on that. We're about 385 away, but we're working on bringing that in. Fenville, if you have more than 25,000 and it stays over 25,000, then day trading is fine, says Jake. That's right. Samuel Fenville, you may have sold a security you bought with unsettled cash. Mike Fenville, if you have at least 25 grand in your account, you are good. So there you are. There's the number right there on margin accounts. 25 or more, you're able to trade all you want. Nice. You need 125,000 day trading Fidelity. I'm pretty sure. I think it's 25 though. Make it happen. I'm with Fidelity. I think if you're not on margin, you can't day trade. Cash accounts tend to have more restrictions because the cash has to settle before your next trade can be put in. There's that too. Michael, so you're saying there's a chance? Beach Boy. Thumbs ups, everybody. Only 370 so far. Give that guy thumbs ups. Thank you, Beach Boy. Fenville, thanks. So I'm on margin and my account is way over 25. So you do not need to worry about that trading and tax. Taxes are another matter. You have to worry about that at the end of the year with your advisor. Pluses and minuses, capital gains versus capital losses. You'll figure it all out. Michael, tax. Yes, you'll have to pay at the end of the year like anyone else. Michael, any gains over losses? Nice. Robinhood was 25,000 as well. And Fenville, Michael, just wondering if the tax bracket is different for the day trader. I'm not sure. You might have more write-off allowabilities. You might be allowed more write-offs as a day trader. Cost of the internet, cost of your computer, maybe depreciation, part of the rent, maybe some overhead from your house. You got to check with a tax advisor on this one. Absolutely. Michael, tax bracket can change based off income. That's right. If you can take write-offs off the gross and pay tax on the net, even better. Absolutely. I agree with that. 2206 on Matterport, up 95 on the day. We got the Dow down 204, S&P down 35, NASDAQ down 150 at the moment. I'm going to be on again this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time for our final hour of the day today. And I'll be on tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time for those of you who would like to play some live trivia tonight. If you're a member of this channel, you get to join us on our live trivia show. 7 Eastern, I do a live dual channel broadcast with Traveling with Bruce. The members over there get to join as well. We do live trivia from about 7 to 8 o'clock Friday night. You're welcome to come and join us. We have a good time. It's a great unwind after a long week, and I'd love to have you join us if you can. We always have fun with that. Thank you, all of you out there who have been catching my lessons. You've been picking up lessons from my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Thank you for those of you who are picking those up and watching them. It's awful nice of you. Hopefully you're learning all about writing options and figuring out how spreads work. Buying and selling put and call options, writing put and call options, figuring it out. This is exciting stuff. Thank you all for being part of this. We have 379 thumbs ups today. Thank you for that. I appreciate the 379. Keep them coming in if you can. Maybe we can hit 400 thumbs ups before the end of this show today. Push our way up to 500 with rerun watchers. That would be terrific. Thank you guys as they're coming in. 379 on the upside, 25 on the downside. We're outnumbering the downers by a bunch. Thank you all for helping out with thumbs ups. They're free to give. If you can give one, free to hand out. We do love you for it. We're down 29 cents on Rocket Lab. We're down 27 on SoFi. We're down 446 on GameStop at 201.91. Matterport up 85 to 21.94. 23andMe is down 3 at 806. Smart Rent down 15 to 13.54. Spire is off 68 cents, but it's coming back. It's still down at 10.73. ATIP off 7 cents. Sixtera up 28 to 918. That is the market on our most followed shares that we follow the most around here. And hopefully, folks out there, you're making some money on this stuff. That's what it's all about. Let's see here. Jake says, Fenville, if you're looking at short-term gains tax instead of capital gains, but other than that, there's no difference. Davey, for those of you looking to day trade with less than 25 grand, most brokerages have a 3-strike rule. And then if you get hit with the day trade restriction, you can call them to take it off the first time. Free Thinker, McJones, Wash Rule. Nice. I want 2 bagels in Bruce today. 2. AB, I'm almost tempted to sell my 500 Matterport and buy 2 Goldman Sachs 360 calls for June. Laugh out loud. Not 100 grand investment, but 10 grand. I feel too chicken though. There you are, Farragon. Thank you for that. Feniville. That's all. I should not worry then. I just got that email and had a little concern. Day trader, here I come. Michael, welcome to the club, Fenville. Cheers. Drew, thanks, Uncle B. Adventures with Duncan. How about show from your balcony? How about show? No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to show you any views. No street views. No hints. Oh no. We're not going to have that happen. I do not want Calgary police officers doing a SWAT attack on my hotel room. No. We will stay anonymous where we are right now. Thank you very much. And we'll just keep you guys guessing where the heck we are. Jake Fenville, if you check out the FAQs on day trading restrictions, it's all pretty clear. Ventures with Duncan, thumbs ups, man, smart move. Odin Bumpkin, short-term capital tax is your normal tax rate. Long-term is 0 up to 40,000, 15% for 40 to 441,000, and 20% beyond that. So there you go. I have to learn pull and call. I have to learn put and call options now too. I think so. Yeah, short. There you go. If you can do capital gains earnings and only pay taxes of 15% from anywhere from $40,000 to $400,000, you're only paying 15% tax. Not a bad gig if you could do write-offs on top of everything else. That's kind of nice. You gotta like that. AB says, I, however, feel that I should use the opportunity I have now to get good at writing calls and buying them back, etc. Now that the time is ripe for doing that with Matterport. There you go. $21.95 a share, up 86 cents on Matterport. And like I say, if you're writing 2020s or 2250s or 25s, take some premiums. And if the shares back off, buy the calls back for a lot less money, lock in a little profit, say thank you, Matterport, I love you, and see how it goes. Yeah, goes up, roll them over, do a rollover. You can always play that game too. It's a good position to be in. I'm happy for you folks that are into the Matterport at $21.95. Those are able to take contracts and turn them into Matterport. Way to go. Keep writing options and bring in some capital. Nicely done. Now we just need Rocket Lab to take a $5 shot. We need SoFi to take a $5, $10 shot. We need GameStop to do whatever it wants to do. Matterport keep going. ME go up. Smart Rent go up. Just have them all go up. And you'll be busy, bringing in all kinds of income from all over the place. And it'll all be wonderful. Thanks to all of you for joining me today here from a secret location in Calgary. Jen and I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. We're now officially houseless. Yesterday was the closing day, or day before yesterday was the closing day, and the new folks are moving in, and they're changing the locks, and it's all over. We can't go back. And so we now are moving forward with our homelessness, and we're hanging out now in an all-suite hotel with all the amenities, doing the best we can. Bruce, Uranium Fever's song from 1955. It's my go-to when people ask about uranium. Cool. Nice, Bruce. You're all going to Florida, the Disney parks. I've been able to make that happen. Not yet. Never been able to do that. Draft, I think Jen grabbed a drink and went to the pool. No, she's in the bedroom over here. AB, I'd be ecstatic if my ME hit 2025 by January. Me too. That'd be kind of yeah, we're hanging out here. We're going to leave here in a few minutes after I get off the air, and Jen and I are going to have breakfast together and plot the rest of our day. I've got to come back on the air here at 3, and then do my trivia show tonight. We'll do that, and then we'll see what we do after that. We have a few provisions to pick up here to add to the suite here. And tomorrow, oh, lucky me, I get to go to my dentist for a nice long session. That'll be fun. And then on Sunday, I've got a one-on-one consultation to do on Sunday. If any of you would like a one-on-one consultation, send me an email. Say, hey, Bruce, I'd like to spend an hour with you privately. Let me know. We'll try to fit you in when we can. I've got Wednesday coming up. I've got another dental appointment on Wednesday. And then I got another one after that, shortly after that. So I've got a lot of work to be done in here. Get it done now before we leave for the U.S. And, getting it all figured out. It used to be easy, but it's not that easy anymore. Hard to be pretty. It's hard. It's tough. AB, I think ME will do a pop to the 1215 in the next month. I like the sound of that. We got the neat for thumbs ups. Make sure Jen's reels back the Karen IMIAO. She'll be fine. She's a good girl. She's fine. It's all good. Thank you, all of you, for joining me today. We got about 7-8 minutes to go for this show. Hopefully, we'll see a recovery on the markets. We'll see how it goes. This is quadruple witching. We are noticing the Dow surging right now. It's down now 134 instead of down about 200 something. So it's coming back on, but we don't know how far it'll go. Apparently, Amazon says more than 1 million people applied for jobs during Career Day. Wow, that's unbelievable. That is wild. Another headline, big U.S. companies are poised to ramp up dividends and buybacks. You know what that means for the markets? They go higher. The markets will go higher with that kind of capital being put into the markets like this. That is a solid positive sign for higher stock market prices, which is what we want to see. Absolutely. Very nice. We got neat emojis going on here. Did the dentist tell you to cut down on the grape jelly? We don't talk about that. Sold 2 Matterport 30 for 55 cents faster. I thought I was going to go out in the safe range here, but it's Concord grapes. That's right. It's Concord. That's the good kind. This kind of makes your teeth stronger. It's the good kind. That's right. Well done, everybody, on writing contracts, bringing in cash from your Matterport. Thank you very much. Take it, Carlos. I did the same. Says Michael, Larry, neat emojis popping up. Thumbs ups are coming in, I hope. If you're able to throw us thumbs ups, I would appreciate it. We now have 393 thumbs ups. Lovely. We're about to hit 400. Looking forward to that. Thank you, everybody. And we've got Rocket Lab here at 16. Was 16.18 this morning. 15.65 right now. Down 24 cents. Come on, baby. And the S&P 500 is very close to the 50-day moving average. That might be a technical bounce level there. We'll see how that goes. We know that IBM is at its 200-day moving average, and that puts IBM in bargain territory, apparently. Interesting stuff. See how this all works out. We got 15.26 on SoFi, down 24 cents. We got GameStop back to 202.50, down only 387. Matterport holding 21.84, down up now 75 cents. ME down a penny. Smart Rent down 14. Spire down 12 at 11.29. That's coming back smartly. Spire was as low as 10.20. It's now 11.29, down only 12 cents. Spire is coming on fast right now. 635,000 traded on Spire. We are definitely getting a move up here. We hit a high yesterday of about $12.76, almost $13. So nice to see Spire on the way back up here. ATIP down 7.5. Sextera down is now up 28 cents at 9.18. All righty, go. Very good, very good. That is the dealio right here. Dow down 146 at the moment. There you go, kids. We're just about done here for the morning show. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate it. Yes, I have 500 ATIP now. Well done. Dave, Bruce, October 25 covered calls from Matterport. Yay or nay? Yeah, you can do $25 Matterport contracts. Sure. Do Octobers or Decembers. Absolutely. Yeah. Take the premium, and if you're scoring calls for October, you're going to get about $1, $10, $15, I guess. If you're going to play December's for 25s, you're going to get about $220, $225. If you write those for December, and if the stock does back off to 20, 1950, 1850, these calls will drop by 50% easily. You can scoop them back for an easy dollar profit. Play that by ear, or just write the Octobers and watch them go to zero. There's always that. Bruce, do you drink coffee? Yes, in the mornings I drink coffee. Yes, my mistake. The Concord, otherwise known as the anti-cavity grape jelly. My bad, Brucey. Well, Mr. T, it's all good for you. Concord equals fluorite. Larry, 30 people don't like bagels with Welch's. That's the issue right there. I live near Concord. It's funny, New England pronunciation, Concord. Bruce, there was news about satellites being the key to automated driving this morning. I believe that. Let's see. Nice. Cheryl, HD, hold it. Hey, what? Hold it. Hot. HD hot. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Guys, I'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll be here for the final hour today. And then I will see some of you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern for trivia tonight. Looking forward to having you join us. In the meantime, you take care, stay healthy, enjoy these runs on these stocks. Hopefully there'll be positive runs coming up your way on all of them. We're at 21.92 on Matterport right now, climbing again, up 83 cents. We're up 32 on Sextera. Nice to see. ATIP is holding down 9, and Spire is at 11.28, coming back on again. It is now 11.32, only down 9 cents. Spire, like a giant W here, is coming back on right now. Looking good. It's come up over $1.12 in about 20 minutes. Nice. So let's keep following those markets. I'll see you at 3 this afternoon, and we'll shut the week down together, see what's going on. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's see, Bruce, if you come to Dallas, go to Toad's Last Resort. The food sucks, but the atmosphere's great. Thanks, Roundup. Beach Boy, the GameStop September 24 covered calls, wrote for 10, our 1050, almost all the way down. Thank you for holding my hand the last 2 days. Yeah, just sit tight, my friend. Just sit tight. No problem. Just sold 4 covered calls from Matterport, made $2,000. Now just need it to stay below 22. Nice. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Have a great morning. Yeah, we'll do the same here. You guys take care as well. We'll see you at 3 this afternoon. 21.94 in Matterport. Let's go, baby. More fun on the bun. at 3, says Larry Titus. You know it, buddy. We'll be there. Be there or be square. Okay, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.